says, "Behold me now, I am Aegon Targaryen, Viserys' true heir, the sixth king of the Andals, and the Rhoynar and the First Men." I'll be honest with you, I'm not Team Black anymore, dude.
Wow. But then at the same time, he's daydreaming fucking his mom. So like it's a weird.
Hilarious, just like
He's
say,
like,
yeah.
okay. He's like, like what do
what
you
do you
do?
actually?
What do you
Yeah.
do? What do
Yeah.
you do, and who do you do?
What is
So,
your station?
I mean, how many people do you know who are your uncle? The guy's the uncle, but his husband, but the cousin of this person, but the grandpa of this motherfucker, and then the stepbrother of this one, and he's fucking one of them. And what are you talking about? She's flying on a dragon the whole time.
She's got the Nimbus 2000 rocket below her. I don't fucking know what's going on.
So I'm sorry to cut you off. But this scene stinks. I hate this scene.
Welcome back for episode 7 of House of Potatoes with my dear friend Joey Potatoes and Scotty P. I'm Dill. You're somewhat of
What's
a
up, boys?
sober
How you
host.
doing?
And we're gonna kick this off here. Episode 7, The Dragon in Winter. Like I said before, I could talk about this for 3 hours. Like I could talk about this episode all day long. A lot of action, a lot of subtle things, betrayal, a little bit of everything here. Some drama, some boinking, multiple different parties. It had it all. We're gonna go right into it. There are 3 words. I haven't thought of mine. So I'm gonna go last this time. Scott, 3 words. Kick it off.
So let's see. I'm gonna start with the word teleportation, a word that is being tossed around a lot in the community right now, and we'll talk about that. Second one is lies. I think I've said before, but I'm gonna use it again. And then the third one is plans. I think there's a lot of plans being put into action here. My 3 words.
Joseph?
All right, I'm going. I'm cheating here. I'm going 4 words because I'm doing a phrase here, and that's gonna be "Return of the King."
Oh boy.
Return of the King.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I do a little
Right, see,
180.
I didn't even do this on purpose. I got green on today.
Motherfucker.
Oh boy.
For me, it's gonna be we have dragons, we have betrayal, and we have stunning at the same time.
Okay.
A little basic here. This episode is interesting, man. This one, I was like,
Yes.
we're gonna get into it right. Okay, so
Here comes a 10 spot.
before
from
we
Dill.
get started,
Here we go, yeah.
everyone's favorite moment, and I gotta say, dude, I'm gonna get out in front of it. Like I have been such an Aegon hater, but dude, that was so sick. Like that
If
whole
that's
scene,
not-
that
it
It's
was.
scene
clear
at
if
the
that's
end,
not your favorite
and
moment.
I'm
of
just
this
gonna say it
episode, then I don't know
now
what
that I like. He gives me not in the same kind of way as different characters. If you watch The Walking Dead, Negan, you hate on him so much, but you can't help but like kind of laugh at the guy, and then you see yourself rooting for him, and you're just like, what is going on? Like you just can't help it. You can't help emotion, right? Like Damon shows his emotion. He can't help it at some point. That was a crazy scene. We'll get into that, but Joseph, favorite moment, scene, quote.
Yeah, it's that one. It has to
probably
be it
yeah.
has to be Aegon. That whole thing when he's just so over it, Aegon. He's like, you know what? I'm just gonna go out swinging, and whatever happens, happens. And he does that speech, and then freaking Sunfire comes behind and
Half of his
kills
fucking
them all.
face
It's just
burnt off.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that was such a cool scene. And he's also like, did you catch? He's like, I'm like, why is Aegon just like laughing like the Joker out there? He's like burning them all alive, and he's just got an evil laugh.
Yeah.
Scott,
Everything.
remember in
That
Stargate
scene was everything.
when they fight the guys in the black armor and they take like his like face off, and it's just like
Yes,
that like
yes,
white.
yes.
That's kind of the vibe that Sunfire gave me for our Star
Yeah,
Trek fans out there.
Sunfire's like half of her fucking
Yeah,
face
it was
is missing.
disgusting. That was disgusting. All right, Scott, yours.
All scarred up.
Favorite episode.
I mean, obviously it was that one, but
team,
I'll
yeah.
give you my second best,
Yeah,
which
a little
was
diversity here.
the 3v1 on Sheep Stealer was pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean there we go. We had
That
our
would have been my
first.
second choice.
We had
Yeah.
like our first real multi-dragon battle, like real battle. Obviously, you had the little 3 with Melees and Vagar and Sunfire earlier in the show, season 2. But I mean,
I can't believe Rhaenyra fucking came.
Yeah, and left Bela behind,
I
right?
think she was just fucking
Yeah.
done with
Tough look for
just
the
this
brand.
bullshit.
Tough look for the brand. All right, we go right into it. We
Let's
get
do
to
it.
the first scene, and Helena, we see her.
Dreaming.
She's dreaming. She's like on a horse, and Rhaenyra, very intense scene, ends up being a very intense scene. Rhaenyra starts talking to her. She's like, there's no news, of Alicent. Rhaenyra's explaining to her that she's a dreamer. So they're having this conversation, and they're talking about like dragons. Like, Helena's basically like, long story short, I don't really fuck with the dragons. They make me feel kind of a certain way. And one thing that I thought was really interesting was that she was asking Rhaenyra, like, she was like, do you feel like altered by having these dragons? It's like, what the fuck are you talking about? And she's like, they say, the more dragons you have, like, the more it's gonna alter you in a certain kind of way. And you see Rhaenyra almost kind of like question herself a little bit there. But she asked Helena like what she's dreaming about, and her answer was, and maybe it's a sign that I haven't seen it from earlier in the show. She says it was a gray mare, is what she said exactly.
Hmm.
And is there anything that I know, anything about writing and TV? Not to say that I'm a know-it-all, but like when you see something like that, it just means something. Like just the way, like the music is in the background of this, or like the way it's said, like it means something, represents something. I don't know what the fuck it is. I don't know. It's like playing golf. I know what you're supposed to do, but I can't do it. I can't figure that one out. So she says that. It's interesting that when Rhaenyra was questioning her about like her dreams, the moment that she asked about Damon, she shut down.
Yeah.
She completely shut down. As we've known, she's seen things. Maybe there's things that she has seen that we haven't seen her see, right? Rhaenyra starts grabbing her, and she's like trying to force, like, I'm the queen, like she's going crazy. She's going off the deep end. This bitch going off the deep end, and it's not looking good. It wasn't a long scene. It wasn't much, but it was a very, in my eyes, a very meaningful first scene. The encounterment that we had with these two, their first real one-on-one scene, right? I don't know who said it. One of you guys said that, like, when Allison goes off, like, Rhaenyra's gonna like squeeze on in there and start trying to use Helena to figure things out. It was just exactly what she didn't even like wait. She just went right for it. So, what do you dream about, Joseph? Any thoughts on this first scene?
Yeah, this was a good scene. Yeah, I think I talked about it last episode that Rhaenyra is looking for. She's using Helena, I think, and you see it in the scene to look for signs that her rule is justified and that she's gonna prevail. Because I think Rhaenyra, as we've seen, has this sort of obsession with um, she has this obsession with like my rule is preordained, like it's of the gods. So she's looking for sort of confirmation from Helena that she's gonna prevail. And Helena, and I love how Helena is just like, fuck you, bitch, I'm not
Yeah,
saying shit.
he didn't say
Like, it's
shit.
just yeah, you kind of see this. I think we've seen throughout the season that Rhaenyra is she's tripping up a lot. She's going a little nuts.
Trying to like not want
She's
her to win.
her obsession with
Mm.
her divine right is leading to a lot of bad decisions, and she's not taking care of certain issues that she should, I think. And I think that this scene shows that more.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know what's more disappointing, Rhaenyra right now or the Yankees mid-season, trade acquisitions right now. Scott,
Yeah.
going
Oh,
over
I
to you.
heard. Fuck Scooble. Anyway. Um, yeah, I mean, I think just like all of the dreams that Helena's been having, similar to, spoiler alert for Dune, but somehow Paul Atreides has his sort of prescient visions where, sometimes it kind of shows the way, but not exactly. It'll show you paths, but not the exact spot to go. I think it's sort of similar with Helena's visions and her dreams. Um, so I think that
Scott,
that first scene,
Scott's reading Dune right now, so
yes,
the
yes,
Paul Atreides is on
yeah,
the line.
compare and contrast. But yeah, no, just like with all the rest of her visions, I think it might come into play what we were seeing there, but might also just be a dream. Anyways, I think Rhaenyra though is definitely showing her colors a bit there, grabbing onto her fucking wrist and shit. I was trying to catch what Helena was knitting because we know last time that had a
Was it the
pretty
same
big
thing? It
effect.
looked like it was the same thing that she wasn't.
Yeah, was it this? I'm not really
I
sure. It
thought it
looks
was
like
the
a
same thing first
circle
quick
or like
glance. Yeah.
I'm not really sure. But anyway, yeah, it was a good scene between them. Kind of just showing like Rhaenyra is kind of just falling apart a little bit. So that's really all I got.
We digress. So
We
we
digress.
go to Aemon and Harrenhal,
Here we go.
and
Fucking teleportation.
I mean, dude. Well, yeah. I mean, just
I mean, the pacing's
so
ridiculous.
Aemon
The
is in
pacing is
Harrenhal,
outrageous.
and we see Allison come in. They brace each other. They start talking briefly, and then I mean, Aemon's plowing his mama. I mean, that's literally what starts happening, and I'm just sitting there. I'm just like, think of like the Oscar from The Office. Ugh,
I knew it was Alice.
where,
It was
dude?
that was
Just really, really interesting. Definitely some not something. And
First we got Damon dreaming about having sex with his mom, and now we got Aemon
yep,
yeah,
doing it. Some about
Aemon,
Harrenhal and these Targaryens,
crazy.
Aemon's
incestuous.
Eamon's having a good time with his mom, and the next thing you
Child.
know, it's turns out it's actually Alice. He was like hallucinating this whole situation, but Alice is riding the shit out of him, right?
Yep.
And you know what I found very interesting? And he got grossed out, right? He got grossed out. He ran away. You think he got more grossed out by the fact that he thought he was with Alice, but was hallucinating about his mom, or that it was he was enjoying his time with his mom, and then he found out that it really wasn't actually his mom, and it was actually Alice. So just think about that one when you guys start talking.
Oh
You know,
jeez.
then he. I'm gonna go with the latter personally. He runs out, and then somehow Allison has teleported. God knows how long.
Yep.
She just went from
Nimbus
fucking
2000.
King's Landing all got to. God knows how long it takes to get to Aaron Hall. And that's the scene. That's the scene. And we can talk about that one because it's. I don't know if you guys have anything to add about that specifically. I mean, it's not like much. Just I mean, it's just Game of Thrones, just
Yeah, yeah. I
unnecessary.
mean,
Like, they didn't
I'm
need to be in
gonna
there.
I'm gonna be docking some points in the end for the teleport. I mean, the pacing, you can't be
Yeah,
doing that. I don't know. That's just
it's
me.
kind of crazy.
That's
And
just me.
I
and
had I had no care for any of the Harrenhal stuff in this episode, personally.
very interesting.
Yeah.
And
So
but we get to the good stuff, right?
Yep.
The next scene we see the Rivermen, we see the Winter Bulls, and they're marching down. Is that fantastic? It's the gold. And I loved it. I love the arrow still in his cheek. Still in his cheek. That fucking stupid ass smug face of his. That fucking bitch.
I felt like
Love
kept
that.
the arrow in him too.
It was kind of disappointing. And honestly, with this, like in all the shows, Game of Thrones too, there's always a couple people or certain is there's always these little mini plots that are going on obviously at the same time throughout all these shows.
Yep.
And some people just don't get, that much airtime in the episode because there's just too many characters. It's just not possible. So, like this episode, it just happened to be the Room and the Winter Wolves. And I gotta say, the 7 seconds they were on the screen for, I loved every bit of it. So, it again, very short scene. I'm only bringing this up because it's fucking Kristen Cole. So I don't know if anyone wanted to add anything about this. It
the
was
lack
awesome.
of the lack of Sir Roderick in this show, though.
Yeah,
Give
dude,
me
he's
more.
such a
Give
good
me
character.
more
Yeah.
I
Sir
know,
Roderick.
dude.
I love that
That's
guy.
true.
He's a
Yeah,
good
no, I
character.
do enjoy when the Winter Wolves are on screen for sure.
That
Yeah, no,
next
me too.
Scott, you
episode,
called it. You
Yeah.
called Person Cole's head on a spike.
Yeah. I
I
really thought that'd be
you
the
said that.
best way to go about it.
I thought Allison was gonna see that encounterment. Is what I said. I was in agreement
Mm.
with that. I really thought Allison was gonna see him, or at some point just like find out about it. So we shift over to Tumbleton, and Gwaine comes in. He goes to Ormond. And then Gwaine learns that Cole died. He gets a little sad. He really does kind of feel because the thing is, even though Cole did what he did and kind of basically try to march him to his death and Wayne,
Mhm.
classic case that got out at the exact right time, by the way. I just got out
I'm
the
loving
perfect
Dwayne
time, that
more and
guy.
more every episode.
Oh, I agree. And
Wayne's great.
Wayne,
Yeah,
I
Dwayne's
mean,
awesome.
listen, you fight a
That
battle
actor
to
is
death.
great.
You fight battles that you probably should have lost, and you survive together. There's that kind of bond, that brotherhood
Mhm.
kind of forms, right?
Yeah.
He gets a little sad, and Ormond hints that he's basically got an ace up his sleeve. And obviously, we find out Ron that was
Yes.
Ulf.
Yes.
And I mean, Scott's been calling it for kind of a while now, and at least I think specifically said that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. The traitor.
I know I mentioned stuff about it. We talked about in general, like Dragon Seeds. They're wild cards, really. And Ulf more so than Hugh, I thought personally.
Yeah. So now it's like, did Ulf rat on Hugh? Like, where's Hugh
No, I
at?
think Ulf's just ratting on all of them. Like I think Ulf
We'll
is
see
just
you.
feeding them information. And
Yeah.
this is the first time, because the way that when we'll get to that scene. We'll get into that scene, but just
Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah.
I
Let's
have
just
things.
let's
Yeah,
keep
we'll
going.
go
Yeah.
through the
Yeah.
whole
Yeah.
thing. But yeah,
Yep. Yep. Yep.
so they have that quick scene there, kind of goes out, and then it goes to Damon's flying to the Vale, right? And actually, hold on, I want to ask the question: Did we think it? Like, did you think that when he said to, I forgot how he worded it. He said like, "Oh, I have something on that bitch Rhaenyra or whatever." Like, did you
Yeah.
think that was gonna be off? Like, did you? Because I try to think about what it was, and that's not what I thought.
Yeah. I didn't think it was gonna be. I don't know. I didn't really know what to.
Really make of it, which is kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to make of it. I didn't think it was gonna be one of the dragon seeds, so that I did not think of.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking like, oh, yep, there's
Um,
somebody that's gonna betray her, and I didn't think
yeah,
like that.
no, I
Joseph, I
wasn't
don't know
thinking
if
that
you
yet.
thought about it, if we're just rocking it.
Yeah, I mean, well, Ulf defects to the Greens in the book, so
Yeah,
Mm,
so
I mean,
true.
it was in the back of my head.
He
But
defects to
initially,
the Greens.
yeah, originally I thought he was talking about Corliss. Um,
that's what I thought
That's
too.
okay, yeah, that's true.
hostage,
Which
but
Because
because
that's what
we
it's
hadn't seen
made
Corliss
it.
yet in
No,
this.
but
no,
I
no.
think I
Yeah,
think you're right.
we see Corliss in a couple
Yeah,
He
scenes.
was talking about all because I mean we'll get to that scene later. But he does mention it is mentioned in that scene at the end of the episode that was not the first time that Ormond and Ulf had spoken.
Yes, there's been.
Apparently
yes.
they had been meeting for a while. So
Okay.
So we get to Damon, who flies to the Vale, and he's like questioning Lady of the Vale, about Reyna. And I just love how, because you find out that like
confirmed
she told
lesbian question
she
mark Jane Eyre.
could be,
Yeah, I don't know. I
could
thought
be.
that was like,
Well,
She's
maybe
sitting
she,
she was sitting,
yeah,
that didn't look like her daughter. That
yeah.
didn't look like
That's what I
well, she
thought
doesn't
at
have a
first. I
daughter.
was like,
She didn't marry
no,
yeah.
so,
So I
I think
guess
she just likes to just fool around, probably.
concubine or something. I don't know.
So they're
concubine.
talking. So you find out like she told Damon. Like Damon finds out, right? I think she said that she wants to tell Rhaenyra, right? And Damon just like asking for some time. He's like, I'll take care of this. And then she, is basically kind of saying no. And he says please. That hurt him. That was crazy. Like he literally is begging.
That
That's his version
I
Reluctantly.
of
was so surprised he
him
said
saying
please.
please is the definition of some motherfucker begging on their knees and kissing your fucking toes and wiping your ass cheeks. So, and where was I? Oh, so yeah, Damon says please. He asks for some time to take care of it. And Lady of the Vale basically kind of was like, allows him to do this, right? So he goes out. So Adam and Bela are searching for Vagar. And Bela's kind of like upset with Rhaenyra. She's like, she says, like, I feel like Rhaenyra's using us as tools, which honestly could very well be true.
Yeah.
Adam is still kind of siding with Rhaenyra, and Adam's asking Bela to speak to Damon on
Mhm.
his behalf to Rhaenyra. Basically, like, make me, legitimate. And his reasoning is like, well, like, if I become a lord, like, a real status, I can marry somebody.
Oh, this part is so funny.
He's hinting at marrying Bela. And then
Him.
Bela kind of takes it as like, oh, like you've talked to like Alan, and Adam's like, what? He's got no idea. And then he kind of, I think,
Uh-oh.
realizes that his brothers actually get some fucking goddamn Bela puss, and it
Oh,
is
Alan's getting some action.
Alan's getting action, and he doesn't believe it. But before they can really address it, see a dragon out there, and it's not Vagar. sheep stealing.
Yep.
So these two scenes
With a
here,
writer.
yeah,
With
with a
a
rider,
writer.
yes, exactly. That's the
Yeah,
important part. With a rider.
that's the
So
key.
Damon's flying the veil. He says please, and then now Adam and Bela are talking. Adam wants to become legitimate, but he wants to do it because he loves Bela basically. He's kind of finding out now something's going on there. Scott, thoughts on these two scenes here?
Yeah, I mean, I was just really surprised to hear Damon say please. I think that was kind of shows really how desperate he is. They kind of just like, just some time to take care of it, he
He's
doesn't want.
desperate to protect Reina.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
like he's actually
Um,
trying to be a father for a change.
yeah, I think he feels like he regrets not raising her the way that he wanted. He later in the scenes he was comparing himself to her in a way, but we'll get into that. But I think from that scene it was interesting to see Damon saying please, because I think was that the first time maybe he said it to her near once or twice, but I don't know. Him saying please is like it's very very rare. And then with the Adam and Bela scene, obviously seeing Sheeps there with the rider was huge. I mean, as we'll see in a little bit, it's gonna piss off Rhaenyra very very much and trigger a bit. And then I thought just Adam finding out about Alan with Bela is just fucking hilarious. Just my own brother. Uh, yeah.
Be your own
So
blood, brother. Be
own
your own
blood.
blood sometimes.
That's it. That's my view.
Yeah, so like Damon in that scene with Jane Eyre, like he says, he's like, why didn't you just throw her in a cell, like keep her away, because
Mhm.
like he's so desperate to protect her because he obviously he knows that he doesn't know what Rhaenyra will do if he finds out that
It's that and that sheep.
Rhaena
So
was
there's just a
she's
wild ass dragon, dude. She's
Yeah.
trying to tame
yeah,
a.
but I
She's
think it,
non mature, trying to tame a wild ass dragon like that. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, he senses, he's worried about his daughter, and
For once.
like Scott was saying, he's trying to make amends, I think, for his failures as a father, um, and he's trying to protect her. As far as the Bela and Adam stuff, I don't like this like love triangle thing they're doing. It's kind of stupid. I just feel like it's forced. Like I feel like it's obvious that like I just think Alan and Bela is obvious. Like I don't know why they had to do this whole thing with to throw Adam in there. Um yeah, I just whatever. I mean that scene was kind of funny though. That
Yeah,
scene,
I thought
Adam's
it
like,
was just
"Oh,
funny.
Bela." Yeah.
Scott just
But
fucking auto
yeah.
correcting my spelling over here. This fucker, dude.
I am.
Yeah.
You said
Trying to
fucking
listen to
Aemon
Joseph,
introduced
and I'm
Aemon.
seeing fucking this motherfucker correct my spelling on the word. If
Yeah,
even on the notes, I'm getting my
that's
words
really
corrected.
bad.
You said Aemon introduces Captain Price to Aemon.
Yeah, but I know we know what I meant though.
I know.
So, Amond and Allison, they start talking, and
Aemond?
Amond he grabs her, and she starts explaining how she got there, right? Long journey, blah blah blah. Somehow she fucking teleported. You
Yeah,
can
long
tell
journey,
she's
my
making
fucking
up
ass.
some BS story up. Allison introduces Aemon to Captain fucking Price, and Aemon just kills him. He looks him up down, he kills him, and he's like, I don't trust any strangers. Then Alice creeps on up. You can tell like she's fucking mad jealous, bro. She is, whether it's because she knows something that we don't know or she just assumes something. I don't know, but she does not like the mom. I don't blame her. Probably because she feels like she's a threat to her manipulating Eamon. It could just be that, you know what I mean? Or it could just be Alice just really likes Eamon, and it's just a classic case of the girl and the mother-in-law. Girl versus mother-in-law. It's kind of one of those things. Um, that was sad seeing Captain Price get clipped like that. Kind of saw it coming though. Like I didn't really. I knew like whoever was going with Allison is not
I
surviving.
was gonna
Like
say
she's
this the
the
second
person's
I
going to
saw him, I was
die.
like,
So
he's dead. Yeah.
you
The
know,
second I saw him, I knew he was dead.
it was worth
But
a try though. It was a good try.
still hurts.
Can't take the chance, Aemond. Couldn't take the chance.
Yeah, I don't blame him,
Yeah.
dude. I don't blame him.
Yeah,
So
especially with Captain Price. I mean, he was
yeah,
very, very
like
close.
that. So
But yeah. Sorry. Yeah, no, I think it was that was a good scene. As good as it
twist
can
there.
be at Harrenhal, but um, I think Allison showing up again. One of my words is teleportation. I mean, again, the pacing is just tremendous. I won't harp too much on that, but I just want to toss that out there. It's fucking crazy.
It really is kind of crazy.
Yeah. The
How is
second I
she just
saw,
at Tumbleton? Like,
it's I don't
Dude,
know.
the
I
I'm
don't know.
journey,
sorry,
the
Harrenhal.
journey
Harrenhal
episodes.
at just
Sometimes it
like
would take
yeah,
episodes for characters, Game of
Yeah.
Thrones, to get to a destination.
Yeah.
Episodes, dude. A whole
but
season.
it's the inconsistency though. It's like you
Yeah.
snap your fingers and Allison's at Harrenhal, but the fucking Winter Wolves are still out here. They've been marching all
Yeah, and
season.
Aegon and Laris
You
has
know,
been fucking
like
walking in
yeah,
the
they've
woods
been
the entire
marching
I
all
still
season.
get
season,
it, dude.
but Allison's just she's just wherever she needs
I
to
would
be.
get it
It's
if
just
they made it
wherever.
obvious that they were like time jumps. You know what I'm saying? Like if there was like clearly we knew
Yeah.
they were, but there's not. These like
There's no
their
time jump.
weeks are
No.
not passing months. Like, you know what I mean? These are
Yeah.
talking days and hours at this fucking point right now.
Yeah. I mean, even with the next scene we're gonna get into, like the Corliss is already back at Tumbleton.
Yeah, Corliss, Darren, and
I'm like,
apparently
Yeah.
Ormud. I didn't write the end, so it's a Ormud.
Ormond.
No, not
Um
Ormund. Ormud.
Ormud, whatever.
So,
Um
anything else anybody has to have before we go to the next scene?
yeah, rest in peace, Captain Price. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Fuck Aemon.
Nope. We have Ormond and Darren and Corliss are dying together. You know, Corliss thinks that he's about to die. Like he's getting his last supper. He's getting that
Yep.
meal before he gets, electrocuted on the chair. And, Ormond's just like, no, like you're not going anywhere right now. I'm gonna keep you right now. And, Ormond's got this idea, I guess like, if he keeps Corliss away from his men, obviously he knows, but the Valerian men are going to King's Landing. There's gonna be more chaos, more fighting, and that's kind of his game right now, right? Fighting from within, paper cuts, Sean Strickland style here. He's just the little small things, cause some confusion, diversions, chaos, bro. Absolute chaos, kind of like what Cole was doing, right? Lighting up the tents and just fucking little guerrilla warfare, right? And even Darren's like, how is that gonna help? Like, that was funny. He's just like, how is that gonna do anything? Because I guess maybe the logic is like, well, if you killed Corliss right now, like he would still be like not in charge of them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the difference between those two things? It's not like you're keeping him alive because you're trying to get something for him or whatever it was. I don't know, or get
Yeah.
something from him that he can get you from him being a hostage, right?
And
You know,
also Alan is not just gonna submit because Corliss is held captive. He's gonna fight to get Corliss back.
yeah,
They're gonna
yeah,
like
oh yeah,
I think Darren's like it was also cool to see like Darren like kind of rebel against Ormond
oh
a
yeah,
little bit, where he's like
Yeah.
he's starting to he's like what the fuck like how is that gonna do anything? He's like he's calling Ormond out, and you see the look that Ormond gives him,
Yeah. And
where
then he
he's
just
like
immediately went back
shut
to
your
eating.
yeah.
like shut your mouth before I'm gonna beat the shit out of you tonight
Yeah.
for that, like
I think Darren was
that
also just
abusive
like,
father like relationship.
yeah, my father was a swine. Um, I, I think also too, like, I think he reacted that way as well because Darren, like the way Orman brought up, like he's got like an ace up his sleeve. I think Darren was kind of low key thinking like, is this his fucking ace? Like, what are you doing, Orman?
Yeah,
And I think the conversation between him and Gwen also like kind of shows that like they're kind of like, what, what is his plan? Like, is this his ace? Are we fucking kidding? And obviously we know it's not just it's not just that. Um, but yeah, it was a good scene.
Yeah,
yeah.
Ormond brings up his wife. I love
Yeah,
and then Corliss wants to go
he
into
just
his
got
cell.
up.
I love how
Yep.
he's like,
I
"Oh
love that.
Lord
I love
Corliss,
Corliss is
before you
like, fuck you.
go," and
I'm not
shows the
talking to
knife.
you.
Yeah, because he
Put me
knows.
back in
No,
my cell.
yeah. Like,
Disgust me,
fuck you,
Ormond.
Ormond.
So Dwayne and Gwen, they're talking about the situation. Dormond, oh my God, Darren.
Did you
Holy
say
Yes.
Dormond?
shit. Ormond. Darren. You know what it is? I said I was looking at Darren and it goes Darren and Ormond and I combine them to get Dormond.
Yep. They're changing flavors.
So Darren, he does not like Ormond, and he doesn't want to see these. He may be the most noble of all these people, really in theory, like fighting for the throne at this point, because he's been declared king, whether he likes it or not, and he's like, I don't even care about the throne. He's like, I just want to see, like, I don't want to see my people die. He's worried that Ormond's gonna march these people or hold them to their death at Tumbleton and maybe beyond.
Mhm.
And even Gwane's like, you can just fly away. You can get on your dragon, just fly away, like live your life. Nobody find you, or probably, but. And Darren's just like very, very again very noble here in the situation. He's just like no, like like doesn't say like not being cocky or anything. He's just like I want to like do what's best for the men, not what's best for Ormond. So I don't know if you guys had any
He's an
thoughts
honorable.
about.
He's honorable. He's an honorable
He is
guy,
honorable. He's
Darren.
like
He
honorable
And
is.
fucking
honestly,
15-year-old.
Yeah.
honestly, I think he would make a good king.
One
Darren.
day.
I think
I think he's
you
too
know.
young though.
I think he
Oof.
would make a good king one day.
Yeah, I
Strong.
think I think with the way I just feel bad for Darren because like the way Ormond's running them, like it's just fucked up. Like I really wish like maybe like Gwaine was just like kind of the one more in charge, I guess. But I mean, Ormond's just gonna Ormond, you always need a character like him in a story like this. But you can't help but just feel bad for Darren because Darren seems like a very good dude. I think he would make a good king. I think he would. Maybe not right now, like Dill said. I think he is a little young, but I think overall he is a good person. I
We
wonder.
get to luckily the only small council meeting the entire episode. Listen, one a day,
Thank
man,
God.
one a day. What are they saying?
Thank God. An
Something
apple a
keeps
day keeps
keeps the
the doctor
doctor
away.
away. Literally,
Yeah.
that's it. Just dude, I'm listen because small council meeting it gives you information. You see people together, the bickering, the fight. Yeah, it's a little gossipy sometimes, but just listen, just one episode. That's all. That's all. One scene is all I need per episode. Manderly is fucking livid. This guy, he's getting
Yeah, man.
blamed for the gold
Fucking
issue, and
master
people
of
are
coin.
vandalizing his property, like attacking, threatening his family. He's not happy, and he's like, I feel like I'm the scapegoat. And then you got Masari and Rhaenyra just like, like,
Rhaenyra
fucking
just
shit. That's why
straight
they
up
got
just
you
did
there,
not
brother.
give a
That's why
fuck.
they got you.
He's just like,
Yep.
Yeah.
We got no info on Damon. We got no info on the Rivermen. Really. You got no info on Vagar. No info on Allison and Sir. I guess his name is Sir Adrian, right? That's the guy that Captain Price is playing. The actual name.
Mhm.
yes, yes.
Nothing going on. So Rhaenyra decides to say, okay, well, to the Greyjoy lady, Lady Frey, like, you can go to Harrenhal, you can find out if Aemon's there, you kill him, that's all yours. If he's gone, it's all yours now. So now Rhaenyra, I love how Rhaenyra frames it like as if she's giving it to her, as if like you didn't already have it promised to her and then just
Yeah.
told her that you were
She
like,
was jacked up
actually,
though.
never
She was
mind,
hyped.
actually, here it is. Like, not a good look, but she's I guess now eventually keeping her word, but she's like, even though it was already promised to you, you got to go do this now for me, and then I'll give it to you. So she
Yeah.
does that, and Adam and Bela they come in, they report that Sheep Stealer has a rider, and Rhaenyra is just
Info
like, what
drop.
the fuck? They don't know what's going on. Masari is calling out Damon, rightfully so, honestly, in the situation because she was right. Damon did do what Damon would normally do, and he lied and he made up a story. And I'm not saying he did what he did was like the worst thing. Like he had good intentions, but he did lie. He did make this whole thing up. But he also killed an innocent guy, an innocent goat guy, died for nothing, just to fucking make his lie right. And Messiah is trying to make Rhaenyra see. Rhaenyra just she's not believing it. And then Messiah grabs her. They have a little bit of a moment, a little pre-sex canoodle thing there, but nothing crazy.
Sex
Um,
canoodle.
Small council meeting. One apple a day keeps a doctor away. Joseph, any thoughts on this?
Yeah. It was funny to see how like Manderly like he's like, you're just trying to make me the scapegoat, and then
Yeah.
Rhaenyra
Just
and
gets
Mysario,
ignored.
they're just like, but in their head they're like, yeah, yeah, you're right. um Daemon once again, the Rogue Prince is once again rogue, right? But like Rhaenyra again, all these issues are being discussed at the small council, and Rhaenyra is just like, "Where's Vagar? Where's Daemon?" Like
Hmm.
she's just like, she's not even like thinking about
Things she
like
should
the
be thinking
day to
about.
day.
Yeah, her
Yeah, she's
priorities
not
are all out
thinking
of
about
whack.
the day to day like being queen at
No,
all. Like she's just thinking about all these other things while there's all this unrest going on in the city, and I think it just continues to show that Rhaenyra is just fucking losing her shit. Like she doesn't have her priorities in order, and she's faltering a lot, and she doesn't know who to trust. Um, yeah, and then obviously now we're back on the whole Daemon Rhaenyra. Rhaenyra, can I trust Daemon? He lied to me now about Sheep Stealer. Like,
Endless
she's just,
cycle.
yeah, she's just, I don't know. Rhaenyra is just, again, we've been saying it all season, but she's just going down a bad
just
path.
losing it.
Got anything to add with this?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with everything you guys are saying. I mean, it's just sad to see our girl up there. She's got the throne, but she can't handle it. She just her priorities are all out of whack. She doesn't know if she wants to focus on Vagar and Harrenhal. She doesn't want to know if she wants to focus on Humbleton and Ormond. And it seems like she gives no fucks about Manderley. Really pretty much anything about King's Landing right now. She has more things to worry about. But again, I think the civil unrest amongst your community is one of the most important things to worry about as a king. Because what
Queen.
king or queen, sorry, what king or
Should be.
queen can you be if the citizens that you control or however you want to put it are just they
Dying,
fucking hate you,
starving, hate you,
starving. Yeah, they hate you.
betraying you.
It's like what queen does that make you? Even if you try and win all these battles and in the eventual war and finally gain that validation for the throne, but like if your citizens don't fucking like you, I mean they're gonna make it, you know, very, very difficult for you to have a good life, I guess. But then Adam and Bela coming in without cheap seat with a rider, I think seeing Rhaenyra's face and kind of like the music kind of like toned down, and then you just see Rhaenyra just eyes just blank, and she was like, "What the fuck?" And then we go to the next scene. I thought it was a good scene, especially for that last part. Just seeing Rhaenyra just eyes blank, just like, "What the fuck is going on right now?"
I love it. We go to
We
Aegon and
digress.
Laris and Thailand. We digress, dude. I gotta say, dude,
Aegon Laris
I'm
in
gonna put this.
Thailand,
Try to put
according
this
to the notes.
on. I can't even see it. I'll put it on. I'll put this on here. Dude, Aegon looked like fucking shit, dude. The
Oh yeah,
first
he did.
the first shot of him,
Of
if you
course,
like go back, no, but like he looks like
Yeah.
way worse in this shot. I gotta put
The
that
makeup
photo
that
on
day
here. Dude,
was
no, I think it's
was
just like
extra.
him in the light. I think like he's in like the lights like shining on him, and
I
he
don't
just
know.
dude, he looks fucking death, dude.
He's one ugly
They're
duckling.
moving on, and Tylan is still pleading his case. They should go to Castle Rock. Like, got men attacked him. Aegon's still like, no, Bravos is the move. Bravos is the move. That's where we're going. They're stopped by some people who are on the run. And what they say, the Moodin army, I think is what they say, right?
Yeah.
And they're coming from where they're trying to go.
Yes.
They are loyal to
Their
Rhaenyra,
pathway is blocked.
and Thailand again was like, maybe we can go to Rook's Rest. Maybe we can chill out there for a little bit until it all
Mhm.
passes by.
They got the men to defend it. Blah 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 blah.
Exactly. So we go to Aemond, Allison, the AAA battery, and they have a dinner. Very awkward dinner, and you can clearly tell Alice doesn't like Allison.
Yeah, and
And
vice versa.
something that I thought
yeah.
was interesting was that Aemond, when Allison was like, who is this bitch? This bitch. He's like, you know, the care of the castle has fallen to her for now. Which I find interesting because Alice really wants Harrenhal. But we don't know if it's a short term reason or a long term reason. I mean, is it just to rule that area, or does she need Harrenhal for a specific reason? I don't know. But I find it interesting that he said for now. Like, I don't know what he means. Like, is he's gonna eventually take it over or give it to somebody else, or he's gonna leave and not stay there. I don't know. I just thought that was very interesting, so subtle thing. Um, he says like I think the way he words it, like having children. He's like I'm gonna have like give her my seeds or have my seed with her. He said like seeds. I think was the way he like used to describe having kids with Alice. Allison does not like this. Allison, Eamon, he thinks like the dragon seeds, like they're gonna all fall. Like they're just commoners, right? They're not of royal descent. They don't know what it's like. They're gonna fuck up. They're like the bench warmer who comes in as a little bit of hot chick. Like they're gonna cool off at some point and not be the same kind of player that they've been in the first half. He's talking about like how he's gonna have kids and he's Eamon's basically saying to Allison like I'm playing the long con here. I'm gonna wait this out. This is gonna all get in closer and closer into my favor. Then Alice is just like not liking this shit. They're acting like a fucking married couple. These two, Alice and Eamon, have been hooking up for a day, and they're already a fucking old married couple. He's chopping wood. They're arguing. Alice is saying to be cautious of her, and she says there's a fog around her. She has come to do some evil, and she was on the fucking money. Allison runs out. She gets the knife. Captain Price, fucking R.I.P. And she looks over at that tree, and you see like she's looking at poison. And
That's the flower.
Eamon says that he wants to make Harrenhal his seat. So you have a whole little big scene there with the AAA, Eamon, Alice, Allison. Scott, anything to add on this scene and with the I think with Aegon?
Yeah, I mean the dinner was just very very awkward. I think Eamon kind of just flat out just saying, like the Alice is a lady and she's staying here for the time
Not a
being,
lady.
and overall, I just want to make Harrenhal my seat pretty much. Uh, it's I really think so. We had talks in the beginning of the season of kind of Alice and Aemond, and whether there was some sort of love relationship there. I really flat out think, and I think this more just proves that there's no love in this. I think Alice is out for Aemond, and she wants to keep him there for as long as she possibly can, bear his children, do the whole 9 yards. I think Alice is evil. Not sure why she wants Harrenhal. Still interested in that little side plot. And then the scene with Captain Price. I mean, shit. Oh, my boy, he's dead forever. Um, Sad. Gonna bite him in the ass. I'm telling you. I hope he dies 1,000 times.
Yeah, I think after this scene in particular, I'm more inclined to agree with you guys that Alice she just is using Aemon as a
Yeah.
vessel for power. Um, but what's interesting though is that I think Aemon knows that because
Yeah. Yeah.
there's that line when Alice says, my plans for our future did not include your mother. And Eamon's like, and there it is. There it is. Like your plans. Like so I think he recognizes that Alice wants power in some way, but I also but that also just it lends to like the weirdness of their relationship because I think even though Eamon knows that, I think he also kind of sees that Alice can give something to him too. Um, it's very weird. It's very strange dynamic, but
Yeah. I agree with that
that's
though.
sort of yeah. There's definitely a power struggle in the relationship. I feel like it's an interesting dynamic to see.
Yeah. I feel like that, like what you just said right there about like that power struggle. Like I do think that Eamon kind of yearns for like some sort of I guess like seat or like power or just like control over something or like someone that can bear his children, like just someone like that. But then at the same time, he's daydreaming fucking his mom. So like it's
Yeah,
a weird it's a weird dilemma you're kind of going on. You're going back and
Yeah,
forth with this Alice. Do you like her? Do you not? Do you just want to fuck, have kids? I don't know what the fuck
guy's
this kid
got
wants to do.
mommy issues, man.
Yeah, he's got mommy issues. Yeah, no, I agree with what you said though.
Jesus. So we go back to Aegon. Him and Laris and Tylan, they continue on, right? They're on horseback. Finds another guy. That's the guy from, I think, the village. I think this guy that they see, and he's like, "Oh, where's Janice?" And they're like, "Get flipped." And the army's getting closer. Now they know that they're looking for Tywin. That's who they're really looking for right now, right? And Laris is trying to tell him like, "Yo, just go turn yourself in, and then they'll have what they want. They'll go back, and we'll go around." And Tywin's like, fuck that shit. I ain't doing that." And they're arguing. Tylan still thinks they should run away, to Castle Rock with the sellswords. Aegon, he wants to stay. He's like, I'm not. He's like, I don't want to die like a dog, dude. I want my final stand. And he says something. He says, I will make my stand here and be buried as a king with my dragon. I will not have the history say I was slain in ignominy by my own brother. Which I thought was very powerful. He was like, I would. He knew he was gonna die there, or at least he thought he did. But he was willing to die, knowing like this could be my one and only first honorable thing that I do. And he does give them the option to leave, right? Tylen's like, I'm staying, and Laris is like I'm leaving.
So funny.
He
Like
leaves,
Pete,
and
Hilarious. It's like
he's
peace
like,
see
out.
ya.
okay. He's like, unless you command me to. Think they were like
He's loyal
holding out a hope for
He's
something
Yeah,
to
loyal
happen. Like
to his
they
king.
they were going into the situation knowing that they were going to die. That they were not. There was just no way that they were surviving.
He's loyal to his king.
Yeah,
I listen. I like Thailand.
respect it.
Um,
I
Yeah.
respect
but
it.
yeah, I think Aegon. I think he's just fed up of being a fugitive. I think he's just
Oh
like,
yeah.
He's done
Tired
with
of
it.
not being. He's
yeah,
tired
like
of not being treated like a king.
yeah. So I think his mindset is like, I'll make one last stand. If I die, I die. But I'm not gonna be remembered in the histories as someone that was slain by his brother in battle. Like so, yeah. That's really all I got for that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll leave it at that too. That's a good way to put it.
So we get to probably the second greatest
Yeah,
scene of this
second
entire
best scene.
episode, and so Sheep Stealer is attacked by Caraxes, right? She comes in with Damon, and they're getting a little restless. Not really like attacks, but they kind of go at each other. Their little standoff thing.
Yeah,
And Rhaena, she thinks basically as she's arguing with Damon, like if she kills Vagar, she feels like maybe she can get the points back with Rhaenyra, right? And like she's already kind of screwed, but like
yeah,
maybe she won't kill her.
yeah, or like be able
And
to beg for forgiveness at this point.
exactly. And I mean, she should know by now. Listen, you got regardless, you got her son killed.
Yeah,
It's tough to come back from that. So Damon is, playing with her, and he's showing the sympathy. And he's like offering to fight with her. Damon showing more emotion in general, but specifically to Rhaenyra,
yes,
to Rhaena. Jesus Christ, he apologizes, for how he was, and he shares that story about like, he's like, I couldn't claim a dragon, when I was younger at first. It took him a while. His mother died when he was 3 years old. His brother really wasn't there for him. Is basically what he was saying. So he kind of feels for Rhaena a little bit, and you think that this moment, which it is starting to kind of happen, and then in comes. I thought it was Adam, Rhaenyra, and Bela, but it was just Adam and Rhaenyra, which is interesting. They come flying in, and Rain is thinking that like Damon betrayed her at first, but he didn't, and tells her that she runs away. So they land. Adam runs after Rhaena. They don't know who she is at this point. And Rhaenyra is fucking livid with Damon, about to go fucking sicko mode on him. And Cyrax from the get go is getting rowdy. Cyrax was in this situation. He's the guy who throws the first punch, and he does literally. And um, Damon, she's upset with Damon they're kind of having this like conversation, and then next thing you know, all hell fucking breaks loose, and Cyrax fucking fires the fire. Sheep stealer gets after that neck real quick, and it was not looking good for Cyrax to kind of start off. And she's getting bit bad, and then
Yeah, talk
you know
about
Damon,
durability. Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
Damon hops on his dragon. He starts getting in there. Sea Smoke is joining in as well. They're kind of getting out at Sheep Stealer. Then when they like surround Sheep Stealer, like you see all three of the dragons surround you, you're just
Yep.
like, oh shit, this shit's going down. And Craxes gets a hold of Sheep Stealer on the neck real good. That's the thing about Craxes, long ass neck, dude.
Yeah,
There's a
that
little
was
more
long.
maneuverability, bro, with like the
Yep.
when she's going out there and biting them and stuff. And at this point, Reyna and Rhaenyra, they're kind of, with Adam, tells Adam gets on Adam gets on Sea Smoke, and then Reyna and Rhaenyra, and they jump on Cyrax, they fly away, and as this battle's still kind of going on, Damon's just like, all right, Adam, go with the queen, I'll take this, I'll finish them off, Practice he's putting in work, and biting the shit out of the fucking neck, and then next thing you know, Damon gets knocked off, and then you were like, oh wait, hold on a second, like feel like this is gonna be, and this is something I really didn't like. I thought they could have added.
Mhm.
I thought when Damon got knocked off, like the two were just gonna start going at it, and he was gonna like watch them. But they kind of made it where like Sheep Stealer was already kind of dying at this point, and kind of just
Sheep
like
Yeah.
was
Stealer
like
was
crawling
cooked.
around. It's like when you
Yeah.
you
He had to
spray a
get out of
spider with
there.
or like a bug with like that spray, and they're like kind of fighting, but they're basically like dying at that point. It's kind of what's happening to
Yeah.
Sheep Stealer. I just wish it would have been cool to see Damon on the ground. Like, imagine Damon on the ground, he's like bleeding a little bit, and you see his dragon come in and just chomp the neck off. Like that would have been,
Yeah.
I think, the ending I would have really loved. And it was just cool seeing like when Damon's on the ground, and, Craxus comes on over. He's kind of like, Damon's petting her, and he's like, "Good boy, good boy." It's like fucking this fucked up sheep stealer.
Hey, Caraxes respects him, and vice versa.
That was a long scene. A lot of things happened, and think about it. This is a whole episode that there was more dragon fighting action than real like sword action, right? Because the only thing you saw was Aemon kill Captain Price. That's it.
Yes.
There was another any kind of sword fight, but any kind of fighting of any kind was literally all just the rest of it just dragon shit for the balance.
Yeah.
Joseph, thoughts on this whole battle right here with the dragons?
Yeah, this was a cool scene. This would have been my second choice for favorite moment of the episode, but I think that what I'll focus on in this scene is Damon. I think you see like you see all this sort of internal conflict going on with Damon here, where he's like, and you actually like, I feel like like he's afraid in this moment. He's afraid for Reyna as his daughter.
Fucking Sarah, fucking interrupting.
Sarah just
I just didn't know
interrupting
you
my
wanted me to do
spiel.
the scuba for your podcast.
What?
Hi, Sarah.
Hello.
Do you want me to do the scuba for your podcast?
What? I don't know what she's saying.
What is happening right
Is
now?
this
I
the-
don't know.
Scott did it.
Oh, I clearly am not in the loop apparently.
Keep it in.
Do it.
Oh my
What?
lord.
Okay, bye.
Okay, thank
The editor's got
Thank you
some
for
work
that.
cut out for him.
thank you for that just illuminating cameo,
Joseph,
Sarah.
so sorry for the rude interruption.
Completely interrupting my spiel.
Like we're in the.
You see fear in Damon. He's afraid for Reyna, but he's also afraid of Rhaenyra's wrath at the same time. And like I feel bad for Damon because like I think he was doing what he thought was best
Yes.
for both. Now, it probably, in hindsight, it probably would have just been better off if he was just honest with Rhaenyra
100%.
and just hoped,
100%.
hoped for that she would show Rhaena mercy.
Yeah. And I think she
But
would
in
have.
his,
I think she would have.
who knows?
Yeah.
But I think he was trying to protect his daughter, who he has long neglected, as he says later in the episode, in the scene that he has with Rhaenyra in her chambers. But I also think that he was trying to give Rhaenyra closure on Jace's death by offering that random ass guy
Yeah, it was
skull
driving her
Because
crazy
it also
too.
might as
to
well just been
Rhaenyra.
some random ass guy. Like it didn't, like you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so you really kind of see, this sort of struggle within Damon there where and yeah, but also like again, I've said this multiple times this season. I just Reina just doesn't do it for me, man. Like
She's a little crackhead.
yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. But I thought that was a good scene, and yeah, I really liked it. It was good to see some dragons duking it out. Oh, also the last thing I'll say about this scene is it also shows again that the dragon riders don't have full control over the dragons. Like the once the dragons get to duking it out, it's kind of they're just kind of get a mind of their own. So
Yeah,
um, the dragon riders only have so much control over their dragon until the it hits the fan.
yeah, definitely.
Sarah's like
Um,
fucking Ulf at the fucking. Sorry, before you go, Scott. Sarah's like fucking Ulf at that first dinner. Like from Dragon Riders. He's just saying some fucking
Jeez.
stupid ass shit. You're just like, have a serious conversation here.
Oh
Sorry,
my
Scott,
god.
go.
Very good. Yeah, I mean, again, with the beginning part with Damon and Raina, I mean, I think it's good to just see some emotion, like you said, Dill, with like just with Damon's character in general. I think it's good to see this rogue prince, tough guy doing rogue ass shit, but then it's also good to kind of see that emotion
Rogue ass
with
tough
his
guy
daughter,
doing
and
rogue ass shit.
yeah, rogue ass shit.
Fucking
No,
Rambo out here.
it's good to see some emotion coming from him for his daughter. You know, like Joey said, I do feel bad for him too. I mean, I think he really is doing what he thinks is right. Um, I do want to throw out there. I mean, kudos points for Cyrax. I mean, took
Oh,
multiple bites to the neck,
yeah.
multiple
Wasn't
bites
looking
to
good
the
for
neck.
her.
It was. I thought she was gonna get fucking
Yeah,
clipped. I
yeah.
was like, is the Queen's dragon just gonna go down like
I've
this?
been
And
tough.
then Cyrax just like, just a couple of scratches. Don't mind me. Um,
Listen, you lose your head as a dragon. It don't matter what dark magic you
yeah,
got. You ain't coming back from that.
yeah. And then Caraxes just ultimately just when Damon was just like killer Caraxes, and then Caraxes just fucking like it was like a meaningful chop down, and then just completely fucked up Sheep Stealer's neck, and then I don't know. I thought that whole part was awesome, and then Damon
Compromised.
got knocked off, and then he got up, and then as he got up, Caraxes is just like there, just like waiting for him with a bloody ass mouth. I was like,
Just
that's
think
fucking
like
sick.
they could have done a little final just
I know. I
you know
thought it
what I
was good.
mean? Just
I
put her
thought it was good.
away. I would think that would have been like head chomped off, seeing the head on the ground, gone from its body.
Yeah.
I don't know.
How'd they do that in the book, Joe?
It's a good question.
Which part?
Caraxes killing Sheep Stealer.
Well, Sheep Stealer's not dead. I think
Oh.
that as she flies away, he flies away.
In this scene,
Yeah,
I thought he died there.
Cyrax doesn't finish the job.
Well, not
No,
Cyrax, but Caraxes.
That's what I meant. Caraxes doesn't finish the job.
I thought he did
Oh.
there
Sheep
though.
Stealer gets up and flies away.
Does he actually?
Oh. I thought Sheep Stealer kind of
Yeah.
just like walked
Yeah,
away
I
to
thought he
his
just
death.
walked away and just kind of like.
I thought he was just
I mean,
choosing the
again,
Did
spot
you
to
see
die.
a dead dragon?
I mean,
You see a dead
I
body?
didn't.
No,
You're not
he
wrong. I
gets up and
guess we've
flies
already
away.
seen it. I guess.
Well, I guess
Yeah.
now I question why.
Why didn't they finish
Yeah,
him off then?
that's
He
just
was.
stupid.
That,
Then
that would just be really
that
stupid.
defeats the whole point.
Aemon got knocked off his dragon, and then Sheep Stealer was like, "I can't win this fight. I'm out," and left. That's what happened.
Clearly, me
I
and Scott
find
did
that.
not get the memo there.
Yeah, I find that
But we'll find
stupid.
out
I
now.
guess I don't know. All right, whatever.
Yeah.
We digress.
So,
Okay. So Massaria she's talking to Aemon's
I don't
whole.
think he's dead. At least he flies away. You never see a dead body.
But like
So.
but you don't see Sheepsealer fly away though, correct?
I'm going
Yeah,
back.
you do.
In that
He
scene, you
gets up.
didn't.
He gets up and He
I
leaves.
don't remember seeing
He
that
doesn't
though.
fall to his death.
I remember seeing that.
Sheep Stealer walked away.
Are you watching right now, Scott?
Yeah.
Caraxes doesn't
She walked away.
I will say
doesn't
I was
chase him
pretty
down.
funked up watching it the first time, but the second time I'm typing while I'm watching. I'm more like listening, so I do miss some things. I'm typing a lot, so
Yeah.
maybe I just missed it. But I just don't remember seeing the dragon actually get up and fly away.
Yeah, no, you definitely didn't see it. It was just Sheep Stealer kind of just
I
walked
think
away,
Cheap
but I
Stealer's
don't
just
know.
gonna
Yeah.
go back. I think he's
All
just
right,
gonna
so
go
I just
back.
want to make sure I was going crazy. So we don't no listen. I would not be surprised at all if you're right and dragon gets up, flies away. But I just want to make sure I was going crazy that I didn't see it actually happen. So I'm just glad that I didn't miss that part. Okay.
Yeah, no, you're good.
But yes, now that you say it, Joseph, it's probably true. So, yeah, Mysaria's talking to the one that Aemon was always with, right? I don't know about I forgot what her name is. They're talking about
Yeah.
Rhaenyra, how Rhaenyra's kind of turning her back on the small folk because her mind is she's just consumed with what's going on with
Yep.
Daemon, Vhagar, Aegon, Humbleton. You know, Mysaria is basically like, I'll be her proxy. I'll be her, and I'm the one for the
Like,
common
how
folk,
fucking dare you?
and I could just you give
I'll
me the
speak for the queen.
information, and I'll
Yeah.
speak for the queen, and I'll let her know things that I think that she needs to discuss and know about, and I'll tell her some things that aren't right. And this one was like, you're just like the rest of them. What are you talking about? Like you're not for this. You're not one of us. Like at this,
Yeah.
well, you're not acting like one of us. You are one of us because of where you came from. And she even says like, you could try to pretend that you're like these rich fucks, but you're a whore. A whore in a castle is still a whore in a castle. Is basically literally the way she says it. So Misara realizes like that was kind of a mistake, and she doesn't really get. At least not doesn't seem like it. Doesn't get what she wants. And I loved how the woman even asked her. She's like, "What power do you have in truth except to flatter and like cajole, whatever is the word that she says?" And
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. She's just like, what do you actually have? Like, what do
What do
you
you
do?
actually
What do
do?
you what do you
Yeah.
do? What do you
Yeah.
do, and who do you do?"
What is
So,
your station?
That's a good question, Dill.
and yes, guy with the classic two words, "Fuck Massaria." And then we've again one of another quickest
I'm
scenes in the
with you,
entire
Scott.
world.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra returns with Rhaena,
Can't
and she's
stand
just like, "Yeah, send her to her room." That's just
I
the
don't
whole
want.
scene.
I don't want to see her.
That's the
I
whole
don't want to
scene.
see anything about her. I don't want to talk to her.
And yeah, we'll stop there. Just I mean, with that kind of scene with Masari, I mean, it just shows that she's got her own agenda, dude. She's got,
He
she's,
does.
she's
I feel like there's a little bit of a parallel with Alice Missaria in the
Yes.
sense of that
That's
yeah.
Missaria.
that's a good
Like
point to
I
bring up.
actually don't, and I think it shows more in the scene towards the end of the episode with Rhaenyra and Missaria. But Missaria she's a power player. Like she's been a
Mhm.
commoner her whole life, and now she has a taste of she's got a taste of the
flew
throne.
first class one
And
time.
she's just manipulating Rhaenyra
Oh, we're
to
gonna get there.
rule in her will. Like she's always trying to put Rhaenyra against Daemon, and like she just again she's using Rhaenyra as her tool basically. Massaria, she doesn't. I don't think she actually cares that much about Rhaenyra. I think she
You
just
don't think
wants
so?
power.
I think she does a little bit.
Maybe she does a
I
little
think she
bit.
does a little bit.
Maybe she did. Maybe she did at some point. But like, I just feel like I just see it more as Massaria wants power. Like that's really all I see when it
Yeah.
comes to her.
Especially
Sure,
with
she does
her
want power.
playing the side of Allison too. I feel like it like maybe at first she was more with Rhaenyra, but I feel like she's starting to play a lot more of like
She's
both
keeping her
sides now.
options open.
Yeah.
She's keeping her options on the table. That's what she's doing. She's not putting
Yeah.
all her eggs in one basket, which is smart. Say it's kind of smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
I guess in this situation, yeah.
anybody else have anything to add?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I fucking hate Masari. I mean, like, how dare you say you're the fucking queen's proxy? You fucking bitch.
Stood.
Pretty much. Yeah, fuck Massaria. That's all I gotta say.
I can't stand her. I don't
Yeah,
know.
she's a bitch.
I don't like her at
Me
all.
neither.
Aria, white worm. Oh. So,
We digress.
said it, not me. Allison, Aegon again. Allison does offer to leave. And Aemon's like, I don't want you to leave, baby. Don't leave yet. Allison, brings the spiced wine. Kind of plays the innocent child on Aemon, right? You used to drink this when you were a kid. You'd up to sleep.
Spiced wine from the Fremen.
And Aemon even like tells her like, Alan doesn't trust you. And Allison, asks who he trusts, and he doesn't really give an answer. He says, "I tried to kill Aegon."
It's like
And
we know, buddy.
I love her answer. Just the classic Han Solo.
I know.
I know. I just.
She's like speaking. She's speaking like as the audience there. It's like,
I love
yes,
you.
Eamon, we know. We know that you tried to kill your brother. It's like-
So fucking funny. Rhaenyra and Daemon, they're talking about the aftermath of the choices, that Daemon have made, from hiding the truth, about Rhaena, and Daemon is saying, he only wanted to protect her. When, Rhaenyra is asking, like, who do you think that I am? And honestly, it's a good question to ask yourself. Like, well, who are you? Because you're not acting like yourself at all right now, right?
Mhm.
You're acting a little fucking crazy. And
yeah, it's like actually, I don't know who you are.
yeah, I don't
Rhaenyra.
actually know who
More
you
and
are.
more.
Actually, it's like when your friend is like always been a part of your whole life, and the next thing you start being like a pussy, and you're like, I don't know this. I don't know this potato. Like this potato goes out and gets fucked up and drunk with me every Friday night. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who is this guy that I'm looking at? And you hear this conflict from Damon because he's just like, you're my wife. She's my child. That is something that I mean, how many people do you know who are your uncle? The guy's the uncle, but his husband, but is the cousin of this person, but the grandpa of this motherfucker, and then the stepbrother of this one, and he's fucking one of them, and one of them's a child. I can only imagine what's going through his mind, right? And Damon apologizes again. More emotion, more just human from this guy, the Rogue Prince, dude. It's
Yeah.
crazy how much we've seen it, right? And a lot of it's
Just
probably from
Rhaena's-
Harrenhal. Harrenhal changed him. Harrenhal changed him for, I think, for the better.
Yeah.
And Damon just did what he thought. He generally did what he thought was the best thing to do. I'm not saying it was the right thing, And eventually, Rhaenyra hits him, with the. It's getting late. It's getting late. Yeah, she is
AKA
not
get the fuck
happy.
out.
She's not happy. She ain't.
The cookie jar is
ain't
closed.
getting
Yep.
any action from Rhaenyra tonight. But
The cookie
you
jar
know
is
what though?
closed, husband. You are in the doghouse.
Damon ain't
Right?
getting any action from Rhaenyra, but Rhaenyra about to get some action. Somebody else too. But we'll
Yep.
get to there. These two scenes, Joseph Allison, with Aemon, Rhaenyra with Damon. Anything to add on those two scenes right there?
Yeah, that the Allison Eamon stuff, like I think that whole plot line is so stupid. Like with her getting sent
Say that a lot
to
about
kill
Allison's
Aemon.
plot lines.
Yeah, because I think the writers have done such a poor job with Allison, especially this season. Um, like what is Allison's purpose in the story at this point? It's just I don't know. I feel bad because Olivia Cook's such a great actress, and I just feel like I don't every time like what is Allison's role this season? Can any of you tell me what is Allison doing? She nothing. She's serving no part of the story at all except for Eamon's freaking mother
Yeah, and she's
incestuous.
just ratting on her sons. I'm just like,
It's
what is
just
going on?
yeah, it's just
Ugh.
she wouldn't do that in the book. She's so much better written in the book.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that whole thing, like, I that whole plot, I just find stupid. Especially like, Eamon ends up drinking the poison, and then like
It's like, are you fucking stupid, man?
Alice is like idiot, and then Allison just leaves. Like she just leaves, and then she just leaves,
What?
dude.
We're recording right now.
Sorry.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you.
My Spirit. So
Scott's
Joseph,
cameo.
who's
A lot of
gonna
cameos
Joseph, who's
tonight.
gonna
A lot of
interrupt you tonight,
cameos.
Joseph?
Yeah.
I mean,
A
you
lot
gotta
of
get,
cameos.
dude. I gotta see Mr. Potatoes tonight. I want him to come in.
He's not
Yo,
here. He
yo,
left.
Dill. Who you got tomorrow night?
He left. He left. He left this.
Your dad went
I'm
out.
probably
Your
I'm
dad
probably
went out to
talking
got
pretty
milk
loud.
last night. Never came home. Fuck shit.
But the the Daemon Rhaenyra scene. Again, yeah, I mentioned this earlier. I feel bad for Daemon, man. Like he was trying to do the right thing, and Rhaenyra is just like she doesn't trust him again. I mean, not the first time this has happened, but
I'll be honest with you. I'm not Team Black anymore, dude.
Wow.
so yeah, so that's interesting that you say that because
But I'm not Team Green though. I'm Team Damon, dude.
yeah,
I'm just Team Damon.
listen. I've always been.
I know,
Team
but I'm
Damon.
Team Damon, dude. I hate Rhaenyra now, dude. I'm fucking done with this bitch,
Rhaenyra's
dude.
pissing me off.
The
man.
Greens,
Yeah,
I can
she
never.
is.
The Greens could never. I do like Darren though. I do like Darren and Gwen, but I can never, no matter what. I'm all for Damon. Damon's the only thing. There's the only reason why I'm staying on his side
declare
right now.
bankruptcy. I'm a free agent.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't blame you, brother. I don't fucking blame you,
with,
dude.
but
Who knows? Maybe
yeah,
somebody else will emerge.
I think Damon was trying to do the right thing in a tough situation, and like I said, I think like he probably should have been honest with Rhaenyra from the jump and just trusted that she would be merciful. But I think you have to put yourself in the character's shoes where that's just an impossible situation for Damon, where his loyalties are pulled between daughter and wife. You know, it's tough. And then I guess Scott, unless you have anything to add, I think I was gonna segue into the
Go for it.
actual
I was gonna say I don't got any. You guys pretty much
because
hit
I
the. Yeah, you guys.
was
pretty much
gonna
said
say
everything.
I guess we'll wait. I'll let Dill keep going because he's got a couple other things he wants to talk about before the
Before we
scene
get
with
to it.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Rhaenyra and
go.
Mysaria.
We're gonna
Yeah, go
talk
for it, Dill.
about these. There's a couple quick scenes here. We're gonna talk about Helena and Rhaenyra, and then we'll go the last two scenes splits with Thailand and Aegon, and then we'll do Alessio and Ulf. So Rhaena apologizes to Bela, and dude, I've always been a big Bela fan, and when she's like, "You would have been the queen." You would have been the queen, and I just always feel for her, man. Like she was gonna be the queen, and again, the reason why I like Bella so much is, even though you can tell she's upset, she's mad, she comes and she consoles her sister because she knows that that's what needs to be. Like she
Yeah.
knows her sister is falling apart
Yeah.
and needs her right now. She's such a good person, and she says you will begin anew, right? I thought that was awesome. We go to Alan and his men. They're kind of fighting right now. They're cleaning up the streets and shit. And then he gets the gift, right? Rolls his fucking finger with the ring on it.
Yep.
We know he's not dead, but we know that like a message has been sent now, right?
They
And
could
he
have
starts to
just gave him
cry.
the ring. They could
They
have just
give
gave
him
him
the ring.
They
Nah,
didn't
he
chop his
Yeah.
finger
chopped the
off.
fingy off, dude. He chopped the fingy off.
Ruthless.
And,
Which finger we thinking that is?
I think
That
it
the
was
pointer?
I think it was a
No, it was a big ass. Yeah, it could have been the pointer or the ring finger, more one of the two.
Yeah.
And
Well,
then
it was probably
as
the
I
ring
was
finger.
mentioned,
I'm fucking stupid. Yeah, it's probably
the ring finger, yeah, the ring on the ring finger.
Yeah, was it on this fucking pointer? I mean, it could be. I guess. Who knows?
Yeah.
Sorry, continue. Stupid question.
I digress. Then Alan, he sees Eamon stumbling and poison. He's asking for help. Like I said, she calls him an idiot. Allison runs out into the dark, and no shot. Eamon dies here. What do you? Ended here. This last three quick scenes. Like, where do you think Allison goes from here now? Like, where does she run back to King's? Like, I
I
think
was
she goes
gonna
back to
ask
King's
you guys
Landing.
the same
I
question.
think she would go back to King's Landing. Honestly, I think she thinks that, like, no matter what she needs, she's trying to get Helena out of there. Personally, so I think that's where she would go back. Whether she makes it back, I don't fucking know. Like I said,
Well, the
love
pacing
big
with this
Baylor.
show, she'll be back at King's Landing.
Yeah,
at
I
the
was
start of
just
next
I was
Just
about
like
to
that,
say
just like
that
that.
was
Yeah.
You
In
know?
reality, she should get found somewhere in the middle.
She'll be
But
back at King's
in
Landing in
this,
no time.
she'll be back next episode.
Anything to add
At the
here,
beginning of
Scott?
next episode, we're going to see Allison back in King's Landing.
We got the
And now she has
Rhaena-
no escort either. She's
Yeah,
just
no, she's
walking
on
the
her own,
roads
man.
And
alone.
it's not going to matter. She's going to be back.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
We got
Ridiculous.
the Rhaena scene with Bela, Alan scene with the finger, and then Alice and Eamon
guess-
together. Anything to add here, Scott?
Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I mean, I think you just like you said before, like Bela coming to comfort Reyna. I think it's a good like sisterly thing to do. Even though Bela is obviously absolutely fucking furious at Reyna, as she should be. But I think the next scene with Alan, as we've seen in the past with Alan in the Battle of the Gullah too, I really don't think Alan is a person to be fucked with. I think he is.
Yeah,
I
that's true.
think he is a
agree.
great fighter. I think he can
Fucking
lead men
tank.
if he wants to. I mean, shit. I think I'm gonna go out on a limb and say he's gonna get shit done. I think he's really gonna get to. I think we're gonna see some very good showings, whether it's this last episode or next season. I think we're gonna see some great showings of Alan. Um, that's what I want to say about that. In terms of Allison, I think she's just gonna teleport back in King's Landing, knowing these fucking writers.
Yeah.
I would think she would get caught somewhere in the middle.
What are you guys talking about? She's
Um,
flying on a dragon the whole time.
She's got the Nimbus 2000 rocket below her. I don't fucking know what's going on. I digress. I'll give it to Joe.
Yeah, because I was thinking she'll probably go back to King's Landing because Helena's there.
Mhm.
She's not gonna want to leave Helena.
No.
Because I was also thinking I mean, I guess in theory she could go to Tumbleton
Old Town.
because Gawain and like her family is
Yeah.
there.
Mm-hmm.
Gawain, Darren, and Ormond. But also
That's definitely closer,
the
obviously.
battle at Tumbleton is about to happen next episode. So
Mhm. I'm not watching the preview.
probably not that would probably not be the best place for Allison to go. So she'll probably just go back to King's Landing.
Yeah.
But Scott, I thought you guys hit it on the head with the Bela scene. I think that no matter how angry she may be at Reyna, she's still her sister, and she's not gonna abandon her sister. I think that pretty much sums it up there.
Fucking back. So sick with it. To go out with the Targaryen logo with the dragons like I sent you guys. Okay. Dude, I really thought Helena was giving birth for real because I was like, speaking of like teleportation,
So did
speeding shit
I
up,
at
dude. I was
first.
like, dude, this
I was like, what?
is she really that close to having a baby? And then you see her, she's dreaming, and then she's dreaming the baby being snatched, right? After birth, Then we see her on the dragon. That was tough. That was tough. That was
Yes,
sick.
Dream
that
Fire,
dragon
right.
looks.
Dreamfire, and
Yeah.
and
That
am I
dragon looked
wrong?
crazy.
Is that the first time we've seen Dreamfire? Right? I don't think we've ever seen Dreamfire before. Maybe down
Yeah,
in like one of
I
the dragon
heard-
pits one time.
I heard people were also saying that it wasn't Dreamfire. That was also in the talks as well.
Which could be true.
Really?
Could be
Just
true.
to toss it
How
out
do we know
there.
it's definitely Dreamfire? Never seen Dreamfire.
I did see it on Reddit. Yeah, people were saying. Obviously, people who haven't read the
I thought
book. I'm sure
Dreamfire
Joey
was a
knows,
big
but
ass dragon. They said, right? Supposed to be a big
I
ass
don't.
dragon.
I don't know. But I think if that is Dreamfire, that is the first time we've seen her. I
Looked pretty
believe.
sick, but we guess
I'm
we'll
not
find
really
out.
sure.
Yeah, the Dracarys was
Um,
sick though. Then
it was.
she's in the farmland, and
Mhm.
it starts.
Well,
to,
let
starts to
me ask
snow.
you guys a question.
Yeah.
What do you think the significance of that dream is?
I think she's gonna start getting on the action, dude. I knew it
Okay.
might happen at some point.
I think she's dreaming that there's a possibility in the future that she's going to be forced to take action whether
Yeah.
she likes it or
And
not.
you know what's gonna be
Either that or
her
die.
in the
her
dream,
baby being taken. Her baby gets taken
In
from
the
her, so she
dream,
fights for
though,
it back.
she's
Yeah.
burning people in the dragon pit,
Yeah.
common people,
Yeah.
like.
I think
citizens
her
of
baby's
King's
gonna. I
Landing.
think she's gonna stay there and
Like, what do
give
you think the
birth. Her baby's gonna get
significance of that?
taken from her, and she's gonna feel like, even though it's not really her as a person, she's gonna feel like she has no choice but to kill people to get her baby back.
Yeah, I think she'd be forced to take action.
That's all I can think. I mean, it's literally like, dude, they do there's 3 clips there. It's giving birth, baby gets taken, burn people on a dragon, and then she's standing in a farmland and it starts to snow, signifying White Walkers
'Cause
and
there's
stuff
two
like that.
babies. There's 2 babies in the dream.
Like she has
Correct?
she has 2 babies.
In the
Uh,
dream, she's sitting with 2 babies.
Yes,
let's
with
see.
Jaharis, right? Would be one, and
Oh yes,
then
in
the
the
baby.
farmland. Yes, in the
Yeah, in the
farmland.
farmland, yeah, and then it starts to snow. I think a lot of telling you, man, everything with Helena, dude.
Yeah.
There's some kind of foreshadow. Like we're gonna like look back and be like, oh, this connected the dots on that shit. So yeah, then
I
Rhaenyra.
have a
Oh,
theory about. I have a theory about the part of the dream where she's burning people in the dragon pit. That it,
Yeah, I have
something that
something
it
else
could
at
be
the end.
related
Yeah,
to,
go
but
for it.
I don't want to share it though because
Oh, because it'd be spoilers.
I think it could be playing into something that is gonna happen next season. Um,
can't wait for it to happen in
I
3
think
fucking years.
I think that is significant. I think that is significant. I think that's in there for a reason. But I'm not gonna. I'll tease you guys with that. I'm not gonna. I don't want to say any. I don't want to say too much because you guys haven't read
Okay.
the book, and I don't want to give anything away.
There's
Little blue ball from Joseph.
In
Never seen
case it is related to what I think it might be related to, I don't wanna.
okay.
I don't want to say anything.
Yeah.
But that is that is on my mind.
Okay.
I just wanted to share that.
I'm glad
Got
that
it.
you shared almost absolutely nothing with us. I have a theory about
Yeah.
something
It is a
that
lot of words.
I
I have a theory
really
A
that
lot
don't
of
I'm not
feel
gonna
words.
share.
strongly about this,
Yeah.
but I can't tell you because it's probably real because I've read the book and see what happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I have to add, guys. That's
But
my
it's
part of
not
this.
like
It is a lot
exactly
of
what
words.
like it is ambiguous. Like that's why like I think it could be related to that, but I'm
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
quite
so then,
sure.
yeah,
So
sounds
So I
there's
chill
this
don't
then.
person that I'm thinking about. I can't tell you who he is, what his name is, really what he looks like. He's round though. He's got a round head. He walks on two legs and he talks. That's all I can tell you though. Could be anybody,
I don't
God.
wanna
but it's
ruin it. I
somebody that
don't
I'm
wanna
No,
thinking
I
ruin
of.
agree.
I'm
Yeah,
thinking about
don't.
it in my head right now. I know who it is and what's gonna happen, but I can't tell you guys though.
Oh
I
my
don't
God.
know though. Like I
It's
just
okay.
want
Yeah.
I think it
It's
could be
okay.
related
Yeah.
to
Stay on the
something.
more careful side.
Just being
Yeah.
a
Just
douche.
I don't know.
One thing I wanted to toss in the end of kind of like how that solar eclipse happened, and then the winds come in and it starts snowing. Like, do you think in any way, shape, or form this has any foreshadowing with the winds of winter and winter is coming sort of thing,
Yeah, that's what I
or is
said
that
before.
The
just
Winds of
Basically,
Winter,
it's White
a book
Walkers.
that'll never be released.
yeah? But like,
Um,
do you
it's
think
got to
that
be something to
relates?
do with winter. I think the snow. That
Yeah, you kind of
winter
heard
is
some
coming.
zombie noises if you really like listen to it.
Yeah.
It
Plus,
was like,
there was Damon's vision last
yes,
season that showed the White
oh yes,
Walkers.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah,
I'm sure they're
I think it's leaning into the
uh-huh.
like we know winter is coming in the future.
they definitely got some
Um,
geeks out
Still
there.
pisses
We
me off that
isolated
basically just had
the
like,
music and the audio
yeah.
from the other side, and we could hear the White Walkers talking in the background.
I mean, I
Yeah.
heard
I
something.
don't know.
Okay,
Yeah, I
so
think it's
anything
something
Okay.
else?
winter.
Anybody
That's
else to
cool.
add
Solar
before we
eclipse is awesome.
get to these last three
Solar
scenes
eclipse
here?
is awesome. That was it for me. I wanted to toss in that last bit. I
Yeah,
wanted to
that's
see
what
what
I
you
love,
guys
man.
thought
I
about
love it.
those
That's it.
last kind of
Yeah.
wins.
So
Let's get to these last
we
three
get
Yes,
here.
to
yes.
These are
Rhaenyra's in
yeah.
bed. She throws skull in the fire. She talks to Missaria. They're talking about Damon.
I mean,
Missaria is
great time,
she.
by the way.
Missaria goes all in on the anti Damon. Completely ripping into him. And even Rhaenyra calls her out for like you have your own agenda too, bitch. Like it's not just you. She's Missaria trying to twist it into kind of being like I only do and I have my ways because I know you want to be like your dad, basically. Talks about Viserys. Always throwing in Viserys. What would Viserys do? What would Viserys? That's how she always like uses Rhaenyra to justify what she wants her to do. Is like, what would Viserys do in a situation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is
You know,
so funny
it
because
is.
Viserys was such a bad king.
Yeah, he was just a weak queen. He was a weak king, and
Yeah.
Rhaenyra was always like thinking like the opposite of her most of the time, right?
Yeah,
So
and his values don't fit here anyway in this situation
no,
either.
they don't. And even
Yeah.
though Damon betrayed her, like Rhaenyra like knows he lied, but Rhaenyra's like, I still don't think he like betrayed me because like it wasn't like he was doing it to hurt me, even though he lied. Like, so she's still trying to justify him.
Yeah, so she's recognized. I. This is what I was gonna say before. So I'm sorry to cut you off, but
You're good.
this scene stinks. I hate this scene. The like,
Uh,
she's Rhaenyra's like she goes into Masaria's room and then like Masaria's like, see, I told you, Damon lied. He lies to you all the time, because Masaria's trying to pit them against each
it's
other.
Yeah.
a evil witch.
But then Rhaenyra like recognizes like, well, like he was trying to protect his daughter. Like it wasn't really a betrayal. And then like she recognizes that, and then she says that like she basically accuses Massaria. She's like, you've been trying to pit me against Damon all this time. Like so she's acknowledging that like Massaria has her own agenda.
Mhm.
And then they start making out. It's like it's like
Yeah,
what are we doing? What are we
they
doing,
start.
Rhaenyra? What are
Bam,
we
they
doing
fucking.
right now? Like,
I found
how
it
are you this
interesting.
stupid? How are like you literally just saw through Massaria, and then you just like it's like that didn't even happen. I just thought that was so stupid.
She had a midnight urge.
At midnight. She had a
She just
midnight
got,
Yes,
urge.
she just got fucking
horned
horny.
up. Yeah.
Rhaenyra asked her too. She goes, "Do you think I'm worthy?" And she's like, "In this moment, Rhaenyra, I have never been more certain of it." And then Viserys
Steps
starts,
closer.
and then bam, they're fucking, dude. They ain't making out. There's no one in there to stop them. They're making out. End of scene. We kind of talked
Also, I
obviously.
think it's funny. I just want to throw this in there. I think it's funny how like I think Ryan Condal, who is the showrunner, he said that like one of the reasons they didn't want to include Nettles in the show is because in the book it's like rumored that like Damon and Nettles had an affair or whatever, and like they didn't want like an infidelity like storyline like coming in between like Damon and Rhaenyra's relationship, but then Rhaenyra just turns around and cheats on Damon with Massaria. So like it
Yeah,
just seems like it just seems it just seems
Yeah.
strange.
Yeah.
Some of the
They bring
choices
up
that they
Nettles.
made just seem strange.
Like she says,
Yeah.
like,
Well,
oh,
they kind of.
They do actually use the word Nettles.
yeah, to
Yeah.
kind of throw it in there, which is
Jane
kind of
Eyre.
cool.
Yeah.
But they kind of like combined Nettles' story into kind of Reyna, right?
Reyna
Yeah.
is just taking on the Nettles
Yeah.
storyline.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Which
Nettles was
Joseph
the
hates
sheep
'cause
stealers
he
writer,
hates
right?
A lot of people do.
Yeah. It is
Anything
what
else
it
to add
is.
for this? Before we get to the big scene here, the biggest one of the whole show.
Yeah, let's get into it. I want to talk about these two.
episode, not the whole show, just this episode, obviously.
Yeah, I want to talk about these two. Go for it.
So Tylan and Aegon, they're waiting, and you hear the drums in the background, and I love how he's like, "Final stand, Sir Tylan." Army comes up, and yep, and Rhaenyra's army, gives them a chance to swear fealty here. That's something that was interesting. The whole show, like Rhaenyra's army, every couple times that ever happened, they always gave the person the opportunity to to swear fealty to them, right, to join their cause. And Aegon immediately hesitates. I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna fucking chicken out after all this talk. He's gonna chicken out. And Tylan even asks him,
He like turned around. I think he was just like, "Fuck it."
and he turns around and he's like, this is what all the quotes now. So he says, "We shall not surrender to the false queen," and they all laugh him off. Right?
Yep.
The guy in charge notices Tylan. He's asking him where the gold is. And Aegon draws his sword and he says, "Behold me now. I am Aegon Targaryen, Viserys' true heir, the sixth king of the Andals, and the Rhoynar and the First Men. I was anointed by the High Septim in the light of the Seven, and it is in their light that I stand before you now. Strike me down, and the stranger will take retribution. The
And the
warrior's
stranger will take
sword will be
retribution.
judgment upon you." And then he's just like, "Yes, yes, coward, you might well retreat for now," as the dragon now is starting to come in the background.
So
And he says, "For now you see me as I truly am, dreadful in vengeance, righteous and glorious." And then there's Sunsfire, looking like absolute fucking ghost, and she absolutely fucks him up, dude. And when Aegon just very subtly, Dracarys. And dude, him screaming and laughing as they're just getting annihilated was
Straight
just
up
top
Joker vibes.
tier House of
It
Dragon,
was
Game of
Joker vibes.
Thrones material, 100% like Joker vibes. And that's the scene. I mean, the ultimate
Yeah.
comeback story is on the rise here. He's got his dragon back. He's dropped. Honestly, the most important part is not that he survived. Is he dropped the Laris dead weight, and Island was just like it's up. Like what the fuck just happened? And I mean, you see Sunfire, dude. Like he's or she, whatever. It's I'm assuming it's a he. Looks fucked up on one side, but he's back. He's back. He saves the king, and I mean, this is crazy, and you can't help but fucking kind of be happy for him, honestly. After probably helps that Rhaenyra is. I feel like if Rhaenyra wasn't going so as crazy, you probably wouldn't like it as much. But he's back. Um, Joseph, any thoughts on this
Yeah.
whole comeback scene here?
This scene is incredible. I think this might be my favorite
Turn
scene of
of
the
the
whole
king.
season. Really?
Really? Okay.
This was a
No,
memorable
I respect it.
scene. I
Even
mean, like there's
especially for you,
there's some other ones in the first
Aegon lover.
in the first two episodes.
Joseph's
I don't
blowing
know,
up
like I said, I'm a sucker for a comeback story.
Yeah. for a blowjob
Even
too.
if even if it's someone as even for
Yeah,
someone as
got him.
vile as Aegon. Um,
Gotta make sure his
yeah,
tongue's
just
not burnt off.
the whole thing with like he's making this speech and great job by the director. Like he's making the speech and then Sunfire just appears from the forest. Like it's just oh man, it's so good. Um, yeah, but it's interesting now because Aegon's got his balls back now. He's got his dragon back, and like I'm curious now as to like after this whole thing, like what is Aegon? So now Aegon's back in the Game of Thrones now,
Mhm.
right? I mean,
Yeah.
you got to think that his return is gonna be brought to light now. So now, and like that's obviously going to be a huge problem for Rhaenyra. It's also going to be
Oh
a
yeah.
big problem for Aemond as well.
Well,
Mhm.
maybe not into light right now though, because he just burned all the witnesses.
Right, but I feel like he's going to declare himself
You think
back.
so? You don't
Yeah,
think he'll
I
like
yeah,
be a
feel
little patient?
like
yeah. I think
yeah. So
Aegon
like I'm
will.
curious as to what he's going to do. Like does
That'd
he
be a good
fly?
poll. That'd be a very good poll.
Do him and Island do they fly back to
Mhm.
Castle Rock?
I think that's probably
Does
where they
he
go now.
does
That'd
he
probably be the
make
safest route.
does he make Castle Rock his like seat for now
Why is the
while they
Templeton
kind of
straight
figure out what to
gung
do?
ho? Middle Templeton he just shows up.
Yeah,
That would
just
be crazy if he
pulls
just
Arena.
flies right into Templeton. I don't
See, I
think he's
could
gonna
see
do
Ormond.
that.
I did not see that was not on my bingo card.
I don't think that's gonna happen. But it's interesting to see what like Aegon's next move is now because like he's back. He's back in the game now that he has his dragon back. And like if the realm, if they start to see that like what does that mean for the realm? Like it's like oh like the king
That could be a
lives. Like
sign. Yeah, that could
Yeah.
be a sign. Yeah, it's hope.
like what is like what kind of paranoid spiral is that gonna send Rhaenyra into? Like I think Aegon's return raises a lot of questions now as to what happens next, and I'm pretty excited to see how that's gonna unfold.
Definitely.
Him and
Yeah.
Eamon are gonna team up again.
But excellent
Yeah.
scene.
Fucking right. No,
I
they're
think
not.
so. I think they're gonna make up. I
Nah.
think Eamon and
Nah.
Aegon are gonna make up
Make
somehow.
up for him
Yeah.
trying to kill him?
No
No
chance.
fucking
So,
way,
No
bro.
chance.
I think
Aegon is gonna do
they're
everything he
going
can
to
to
pull
kill him.
like the enemy, a friend of my enemy. Was it the friend of my enemy is my enemy? Was it what it's saying?
Enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Oh yeah, that was I botched that fucking. That's just my. It's gonna happen. But Scott, your thoughts on this scene?
Yeah, I hate to cheer on as someone like I mean, Aegon's just a fucking piece of shit, flat out. I mean, he's a fucking
No
asshole.
doubt. No
No
question.
doubt. That being said, I think like you guys said, it's hard to not cheer him on in this Return of the King comeback. that whole speech again, bringing it back to Dune a little bit. I am Paul Muad'Dib Atreides, Duke of Arrakis.
Scott's got Dune all up in his
It's
mind.
um
Wait, by
I
Tobey
I
Maguire?
think oh my god. All right, I
What?
forget you ever said that.
Never never saw Dune.
Tobey Maguire. Jesus Christ. Um yeah, I think
You should see it, though. You would like it.
yeah.
Put it on the list.
I think it was a great speech. I think it was obviously the best scene in the entire episode for sure. Um I think I really like how you see Sunfire also scarred up just like Aegon is. Kind of like how they had that similarity with each other, I thought was really cool.
Yeah, wonder why they both got fucking clipped.
Yeah. Yeah. Um I think it's cool to see that
Absolutely
similarity though.
fucked by
I think
Vagar,
it's cool to
dude.
see.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Great scene though. Burnt them all to a fucking crisp. Just like Chris McCole.
Great scene. Definitely. I don't know about the best scene the whole episode, the whole season by Joseph, but definitely up there though. 100%
It's up
definitely up
there.
there. It's definitely up
It's
there.
up
It's top 3.
We should
Yeah.
definitely do like I think maybe at the end of the 8th episode. I know we talked about doing a little like a side YouTube about like battles, but we should like maybe like a top. We could do like top 5 scenes
Yeah.
if you guys want to do it at the end of the season, like a top
Mhm.
5 scenes.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right. So
I'm definitely gonna do a poll for that
last scene
where
here.
Aegon goes next.
So we see Ulf. He's sipping the ale with Ormond, and here's the ace that's up his sleeve. Ulf is a traitor, right? And
Piece of
even
shit.
said, since we spoke, since we last spoke, right? This has been going on for some time. We don't really know just yet how long it's been going on for. But it's been going on for some time now. He's using Ulf's weaknesses against him, and I love this little little thing that Ulf says. He's like, "She did tell me not to go into town." To be fair, when Ormond brings up like, how could Damon like do that to you and embarrass you, like if someone of your stature, you know what I mean? And Ormond's saying to him like, "Hey, like you're a tool to her. I could, I see the potential. I see who you truly are." And he's like, "Last time you promised me lordship and a castle." And he's like, Honey Holt is what he was exactly looking for. And Ormond's just like, a Driftmark. They're gonna be out of a leader very, very soon. A leader who's got 9 fingers left. And I found it the end, this last little clip here, dude, when he's like, Ormond's like, they will laugh at you more when they see you as you are. And Ulf's like, no, they will burn. Seen it.
Yep.
So it ends.
Yep.
He's got that such like goofy
That's
smile.
that smile
That
too. He's
smirk,
like,
fantastic
right?
fucking episode. I mean, and also like with Ulf, like I mean, he had no allegiances to Rhaenyra really. Like I mean, yeah, she got him the dragon, but like he's a every man for himself. You got someone like Hugh, God's wife to think about. Other people that he's looking after, or was at least. You know, Other people have things to gain and lose, from these situations, right? And whether it be family, love, power, whatever it may be, Ulf doesn't have any. These aren't people he knew before or cared about, or you know what I mean. So
just got his boys.
yeah, he just wants his boys and fucking dude,
Constantly.
local man just wanted the beer. I mean, the guy just wanted the fucking drink, and
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, it's not like what Damon did to him there was the last straw. You know what I mean? Like he was already
No,
with
this has
Ormond.
been
You know what I
building
mean?
up.
This has been building up. So I think we'll find out at some point when this started to happen. But
That was one of the questions I wanted to
What?
ask you guys. Like, when do
Yeah.
you think it first started?
Like the
I
conversations with Ormond.
Yeah.
I think it was after the
I don't
Vagar
know.
mishap. I think so. After it was him, Hugh, and Adam when they were going after Vagar. I think after that, when he got when he
Like when they
grilled
left
him and Hugh.
Harrenhal.
Yeah, when they left, they were waiting for Vagar, and then they left when
Oh.
Alice showed up, and Damon grilled them that time. I think that's when either then or
I
it
feel like
might have been
Yeah,
when
but
Ulf was
now,
told no more drinking with your buddies. That's when probably that could happen too.
yeah, because I was gonna say
I
Adam and
feel like
Hugh were together with him. when they left
Yeah.
Harrenhal.
No, I'm not saying right then and there.
True.
I'm saying like after that interaction, that's
Oh,
what
oh,
led
oh.
him. I think either that or when Rhaenyra told him, "No more boozing
Yeah,
with your
yeah,
boys."
yeah.
Joseph.
I think the point is that it should be no surprise that Ulf
No, it's not a
is on Team
surprise.
Black
Yeah.
Not a surprise.
because this has been building the whole season. He's
Mhm.
constantly disrespected by Rhaenyra and Daemon. He's upset with his lack of riches that he's acquired since becoming a dragon rider.
Mhm.
Um, Ormond, Ormond, he promises him Driftmark.
I thought
That's
that
a
was
big scene.
wild.
But also I think
No
this
intention,
scene
maybe given to him.
shows
Yeah.
how like manipulative Ormond is, which we've talked a lot about this
Yes.
season. Because Ormond, it's funny, like Ormond tells Ulf that, like, yeah, Rhaenyra, she just sees you as a tool. She doesn't see you as I do. When in reality, Ormond sees Ulf as a tool too. Like
Yeah.
Ulf is just being used as a chess piece in a bigger game.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But Ulf is too concerned about riches, and
And
he's
being a
honestly
lord and
he's
having it.
kind of
Yeah.
and he's also kind of an idiot to where he's
Yeah,
just
no, he
like,
is.
I'm gonna, you know what? Fuck Team Black. They've been mean to me this whole time. They won't let me drink with my boys.
Yeah.
Fuck it. I'll go to Team Green.
He
Orman's
thinks
saying I'm
very
gonna get
simply.
Driftmark. Yeah, he just thinks about like what his next move is, how he can improve his station. As if like, it's he's worried about getting a castle, like, fucking Rhaenyra gave you a dragon, dude. Like uh but yeah,
Ormond has
it's
no
it's
intention of giving him Driftmark.
No.
no way.
No,
There's
no, not
no
at all.
way he's giving him.
He
Are
hates the
you
dragons, dude.
kidding
Like
me?
even
Yeah.
if I think Ormond's plan would be to just to win this war and then just get rid of all the dragons because he fucking hates dragons.
Orman would like, yeah, like, but that's like the whole thing. Like, I feel like, especially with Ulf, is that whether it's Team Green or Team Black, they will fucking cast him aside like it's no problem. Like Orman will cast Ulf aside whenever he's not useful to him anymore.
Mhm.
You know. But in this moment, he is useful to Orman because obviously that gives the Greens now have another dragon, and they have the element of surprise because Team Black doesn't know that Ulf is defected. So again, it's showing that Ormond is playing a game of chess while everybody else is playing checkers.
I will say though, Silverwing is not one of the bigger dragons though. With a non-experienced dragon rider,
No, but
but it's
still,
still that
you
element of
know, s-
surprise could be enough.
it's
You're 100% right.
Yeah.
Um,
you know,
Scott, did you go yet for this one?
No.
What you got?
Yeah, I mean, Joe pretty much said like pretty much everything I was gonna say, but I think that it's gonna be interesting to see. I mean, like you said, though, Silverring is very small, but whose dragon is really big is fucking Hughes. So I'm wondering what the fuck he's gonna do in the whole mix of this. I think that's gonna play a gigantic role, having the second biggest dragon in the entire kingdom right now.
He was compromiser.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
Look, he
compromise
is.
that guy.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's an important question to ask. Is like,
Yes.
what's up with Hugh right
He
now?
wasn't in
Mhm.
this
Because
episode at all.
No,
Actually, that's another
and that's
character that
that's
didn't get.
what's
he will
concerning
be
me.
in the
I
next
think
episode.
I was
He
gonna
will
say,
be in
yeah,
the next
that's
episode.
him
Yeah.
not being in this episode is heavily concerning
You
to
know
me
who's
because
gonna
that
also be
tells
in next
me,
episode a lot? The Winter Wolves and Roderick.
Next episode's Battle of Tumbleton. So and it looks like, so there in the book there's two battles at Tumbleton. It looks like they're just going to combine it into one. There's going to be one
got you.
big thing. Um, yeah, it's Aegon's got his dragon back. Vagar's still alive. Tessarion, with Darren, we haven't seen them in action yet. Now Ulf is defected. The balance of power is shifting. The playing field is becoming more level.
What's it?
The Greens have more dragons now,
Four
so
dragons
they're divided.
technically.
But
Four. Well, not really four because you really can't count Dreamfire, but you really have Silverwing, Vagar, and Viserion, and then you have Vermithor,
And
Cyrax.
Sunfire.
Oh well, yeah, that's true. I guess Sunfire's up in there.
Eventually,
We don't know.
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then you
that's
have
the wild card
Vermithor,
right now.
Cyrax. You have Sea Smoke. You have Caraxes, and what's your one?
Moon Dancer.
Moon Dancer. Yeah. I'm missing.
Yeah.
So,
I really
could be a
think
4v5.
I think that Vermithor is going to be the one that changes the tides. I think that's
One way
at
or the
least what
other.
it's appearing
One way or the other,
appearing to
though.
me, especially since they didn't show him again in this episode. I think that's telling me that next episode, Hugh and Vermithor are going to be huge characters.
Yep.
I
think
think
that's
I think that's gonna swing the tide either to the blacks
good
or the
observation.
greens. That's at least what I think. I think it's gonna be a big swing of tides depending upon what he was gonna do with Vermithor.
Hugh's the wild card right now.
Yep.
So we'll see.
So
Hmm.
we can go into some ratings and then go into some prediction stuff like that.
Oh,
Yes, the
fantastic.
Who wants
ratings.
to start off?
You know what? I'll
I
start.
went first last time, so
Scott- Scott,
I'll
make it
start.
four.
I'll start. Um, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10.
Wow. Okay.
I
Care to
think
explain?
I am very upset over this pacing. I think, like I said, even though it was really only two scenes, but I really think like there's just so much that could happen between going to King's Landing to Harrenhal, and then where Corliss was back to Tumbleton. I just feel like everything is all over the place. Even though there was a lot of hype scenes this episode, I would have given it like a 8.5. But I think with all these different at least to me, it might not be so critical to the viewers or to you guys, but I think to me just like the pacing of it just throws me off, and then you toss in all this Alice and Amond and AAA fucking bullshit. I think overall it was a fantastic episode. I mean, the two or three crazy scenes, with the last scene with Ulf and Ormond and him defecting, with Thailand and Aegon and the Return of the King, and then Sheepstealer just getting absolutely fucking railed by three dragons. I think it was a great episode, but I dropped down a point because of this fucking atrocious pacing that we're looking at right now. That's me.
I'm happy to see some realism other than me brought in
Yes.
onto this podcast. It's a very fair rating, Scott. I accept 7.5.
Okay.
I'll go next. What do
Go
you
ahead, Joel.
guys? Actually, Joseph, you go next.
Here
You
we
want
go.
me to go
Bill's
next?
Yeah,
about
why
to
don't
give
you
it
go
a fucking
next?
9.5 out of 10.
What do you got, Joseph?
Yeah, so Scott, I respect that 7.5 rating. I give this episode an 8. I thought
Mm.
this was a good this was
No decimal potatoes.
overall. I think that despite some of my gripes with it, with the Harrenhal stuff and with the pacing, I think overall, and also that fucking scene with Rhaenyra and Massaria, also just Massaria in general,
Yeah,
just doesn't do it for me.
bitch.
I think that the intrigue that was provided for, like, what's going to happen next episode or what's going to happen with some of the characters like Aegon, and I think the good outweighs the bad for me in this episode, to where I would give it an 8. I think if it were not for the Aegon scene, I think I would peg this episode down quite a bit. But that scene alone, among some of the other ones that we talked about, is enough for me to give it an 8. I think it was solid. 8's a good score. But I was in that sort of 7.5, 8
Mhm.
range, and
Yeah,
so
same.
I agree with you, Scott.
All right, let's hear it, Dill.
What do you guys think from me?
9.5.
9.5.
No,
I think Dill's gonna give this.
knowing you, it's gonna be a
I think this is an
9.3.
I think this is an 8.7 from Dill.
No, I'm
I
saying
think we're
9.3.
aligned with this episode.
9.1.
9-1 touches the nines.
Yep.
Okay.
Dude, listen, I get all the little gripes that you guys sticklers have, but dude, I mean, the dragon fight scene, just the Damon with the emotions, just the mind games from various characters to the end with Aegon, that whole scene, the comeback, like the twist with Ulf, even though again we're not surprised really, but still like the twist there. You have a little love triangle that's brewing with Alan and Adam and
Yeah, which
Bela
stinks.
and
I hate
Bela and Rhaena, getting back together, as sisters, and Rhaenyra continuing to go further and further off to the deep end. I Laris leaving, Thailand, his whole little thing there. I just don't know how this isn't like a top tier episode for the whole season and like the whole show. Like, I mean, just the two scenes alone with Aegon and the
Go.
dragons are just like enough to get it to that point where, like, when you guys like listen,
Go,
you
Dylan.
guys can have your gripes, but like when what is it,
Oh my God.
IBD,
I gave
whatever
it
it
an
is.
8. 8's a really good score, especially for
It's
me.
really it's not really that. And like if you go you get an 8 out of 10.
Bill's
You're
grades
basically
are on a
telling
curve.
me that you got a B. Is B a great
It's a
grade on
B.
your test? No, that's a solid grade. That's not a great. That's not a
He's a good
good.
grade. Yeah, it was a
It's
solid
really not.
episode. It
It's
wasn't
really not.
great.
It's
It
really
wasn't
not.
bad. It was solid.
Yeah.
Whole things that are going. There's a
80's a
lot
good
going
score.
on. The
I'll take an
Helena with the
80 on a
dreaming.
test.
I mean, listen. I'm telling you right now. When they give the rating, like the actual people who are real critics of the shows who actually know what they're talking about, and they give this a 9.1, I'm gonna send you something to your phone. I'm not gonna say what it is on air because that it wouldn't be appropriate. I'm gonna send something to
What
your
are you
phone.
talking about?
Don't worry about
I
it.
think IMDb had this as a 8.4.
This episode,
So
they've already
you know,
rated it.
but,
Then I
yeah.
know in general they've brought up like I looked at I said the ratings. Like the first two episodes I think were over 9. They were like 9.3,
Yeah,
9.2,
which
is
I gave
understandable.
for those episodes.
So
Yeah, they gave it an 8.4.
we'll see though. All right, listen, better than fucking 8s and
Not that I really
7.5s.
care what IMDb says, but
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
think
It's okay to be wrong.
eight's a fair score.
Listen, it's fine.
Listen, that's fine.
So
Ratings are subjective.
before we
I
depart,
liked the episode.
it was a great
I
episode.
thought
It's a
I
really good
thought it was a
episode.
great episode.
Last episode, Tumbleton. Let's get some predictions. Obviously we saw Cold Eye was the last major character to go. Do we think people are dying? Who we think people are dying? Dragons, characters. I mean, I think at least one dragon's going down this episode coming up. I really do think it could be Vermithor. Could see Hugh die. I feel like Ulf no because like if like he's the traitor, so I don't think he dies at least just yet. He at least gets away with it and kind of like maybe realizes he made a mistake. Who knows? Um, could see Bela getting clipped as much as that would I think I could see her trying to do something to prove herself. Her and Moondancer. I do think Aegon and Aemon not now maybe, but I do think they're gonna fix the mend. I think they're gonna realize like they both can't fight over the throne. Like not one of them's gonna win if
I don't
like, they
know.
stick together. So I've seen other people make alliances before.
Mm.
Corliss not just yet. He's gonna survive somehow. I don't know how to get out of this, but I think in the chaos of the battle, he'll eke his way on out. I do see one of Alan and Adam dying sooner rather than later. But
By
if
the
I
end of this story,
do
for sure.
see like Sea Smoke, Vermithor, Hugh, and Adam. I think those are the two characters and dragons I'm looking at to get clipped. You're definitely not Aegon. Is not dying in this last episode. That would just happen. Him and Sunfire are gonna, at least escape this season. Aemon too with Vagar. I think more people on the blacks, if I had to guess, are gonna get clipped here. Could see Gwaine. I could see Gwaine saving what's his face Darren's life. So that's kind of what I'm predicting next
Mm.
episode here. I think it's gonna be another black victory kind of a thing. Like they drive
Mm.
out the Greens, but at what cost, right? Like the Battle of the
At
Gulf.
what
Like at what cost was the win of the Battle of the Gulf? They lost a lot. So that's my prediction.
Yeah, you can go, Joe.
Yeah, it's tough because it's like I said, it seems like they're combining both battles of Tumbleton into one.
kind of tough for Joe to give
Like
predictions.
I know who dies in the book,
Yeah, so I
but
don't yeah, I don't
but
really
it
know.
depends on how faithful to the book they are.
Yeah.
So I
I guess don't give predictions of death, but you can give like I don't know. It's tough for
I
you, I
say
guess.
I yeah, I don't know. I think if I had to pick one character, I think probably Ormond.
Think so,
Oh.
really?
I don't
I'd be
know if
shocked.
I'm just trying to
Mm.
think about I don't know. It kind of feels like I, I don't know. I feel like that would be a big one, but I don't know. I
You think by
if
the
I
end
had
of
gun to my head, I'm trying to think of
uh-huh.
of all the characters. Like maybe Ormond, maybe they decide to kill off Ormond and Darren kind of takes the reins of the Green Army, like of the Hightower Army. I
Damon
could
killing
see
Orm would be
maybe,
so sick.
Oh,
but
you think from
yeah,
like
I
within?
don't know. Like I'm saying, like if Ormond was to die,
Then Darren would
like
take over.
who would be next in command? Like I guess it would
Yeah.
probably be Darren, right? And like
Yeah, it would be I mean if
maybe the
Three
I had to
show
rate
Targaryen
would
brothers
give
banding
Darren
together, dude, would be kind of sick.
maybe they would give
Gawain and Darren
Darren the
would
reins.
be
I don't know.
they would be I would like that combo honestly.
But
I mean I
Gwen
love Gawain
kills
and Darren.
Ormond to get Damon to that point could be kind of sick.
I hope that the show is faithful to the book because I think it would make for a very uh blockbuster finale.
Really?
Um,
Okay.
Didn't Gwen, you say, Gwen
based
dead
on
died at
what
this point in
happens
the
in the
book
book.
already, though, right? Gwen died. Didn't you say Gwen died earlier in the book? You said.
Wayne.
I could be making that up completely.
Did I say that?
I thought you had said, you had mentioned like Gwen died in this episode. Whether I think it was the Battle
Oh
of the
yeah.
Gulf,
Oh yeah.
right?
I did say that. Yes, I did. No, I did say that.
Not in the Battle of the Gulf, but like during that
Gawain
episode.
in the book. In the book, Gawain dies in the fall of King's Landing. So when Rhaenyra takes King's Landing,
Yes,
Gawain
okay, that's
dies
what.
in that
Oh,
book.
very interesting.
Yeah.
I forgot you
Obviously,
said
but
that.
see again, like that's
He's
an
with
example.
Cole,
Like the
yeah.
show didn't do that.
Mhm.
So there's certain characters that die in Tumbleton in the book, may not die in the show. So
Macer's got
I
Gawain
don't
and
know.
Dwayne messed up. It was Sir Dwayne got clipped
But
in
I could
in
see
that.
them. I
So
could see them clipping Ormond. I could see
yeah,
them
could be.
doing that here. That'll I guess be my official prediction.
Yeah,
Telling you,
I
man,
would say I would say for me that I'm just gonna choose one character and one dragon. I'm gonna choose Ulf or Vermithor. Different dragon rider and dragon, but those are gonna be my two.
Okay.
yeah. I mean, a lot could go down here. Anybody have anything else to add before we sign off?
Um, no, I mean I'm
No,
very excited.
should be a
Very
pretty
very excited.
explosive season finale. So
Hmm.
hopefully, I hope they do it. I hope they do it justice. I hope it.
We'll see,
I
Joseph.
think I think it could be. I think it could be great. Um,
Joseph looking
but
for an
we'll see.
explosive finale,
Are we gonna get
like
the
me at the end of a
first
Taco
Joey
Tuesday night in the
10 out
toilet.
of 10?
Maybe
It
find out.
could be great. Will it be great? That, my friends,
That
is the
Taco Bell
question.
at fucking Scott's house is disgusting. It's crazy.
Oh, that was terrible.
Disgusting. Fans don't
We
even,
don't
chat
want
don't
a
even,
season
chat don't
finale
even
like
want to see
that.
that. Yeah,
That
chat
would
don't
be
want to
the
see
Do
that.
engagement
not
after
want a
party.
season finale
Order Taco
like the
Alright.
Bell.
Taco Bell order at Scott's house a
Oh
year
my god.
ago.
Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you guys think.
Yep.
Or
Watch
what
out
we're
for the
wrong.
polls. Watch out for the
Watch out for
polls.
the polls. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know where we're like. Oh, actually, you guys missed this part because this happened. Like, yeah, tell me. The
Let
fucking
us know.
32-year-old is living in his fucking mama's basement still. So, yeah. Till next week, the season's finale. Got our predictions. We'll be back, and
Yep.
till next week.
See you guys next week for the finale.
Later, potatoes.